Okay, before this episode even starts, let me just go off by saying I am terribly sorry for the audio quality. I was not expecting it to be as terrible. I don't know what the fuck happened, but this is the only usable recording for the show that we have, so we're just going to use it. I'm going to put it kind of low so you can barely hear me, but you'll definitely hear Bugfang because his mic's always loud for some god-awful reason. I am terribly sorry. I promise this won't happen next time. I'm having a whole new system in order to build shit, so just know the audio quality is going to be abysmal, and I will not blame anyone for not wanting to listen, but if you do, just know that we appreciate you for going through the bullshit of the audio quality for this episode. With that being said, let's just jump right into it. Stupid piece of shit who is currently bedridden and deserves it due to his stupid anime opinions.
Hey, stupid anime opinions ain't what gave me fucking COVID, alright?
You have stupid anime opinions.
I don't think I do. In fact, I think I'm gonna expose some of your stupid anime opinions today.
Nah, because we're gonna fight.
I'm gonna be exposing some butt fucking dumb anime opinions. Anime opinions that are so fucking dumb that honestly they should have earned you disability.
No, see, but you're the one that's sick, bitch. So who's the disabled one now, fucker?
Exactly. You know why I'm sick? I'm sick of your bullshit. No, I'm sick of your bullshit opinions. I'm sick of your
anime, bitch.
My elitist ass is one more ethically and objectively correct than your ableist ass. And second of all, we've actually already opened up talking about disability again. I think it's time to just transition it to what we've watched recently.
Okay, fair.
I'm going to go first since I've got a lot, so I'm going to just go through a couple of them, and then I'm going to let you go, and then I'm going to go through the rest of them, because otherwise it's going to be a big-ass list.
Wait, hold on. Have I gone... I'm not going to lie. It's been like... I think we're still doing it in this. I think we're still doing it within the same month. But do you remember if I talked to you about the, what did it called? The spring anime I was watching? Because I genuinely don't remember. I think I just talked about
honestly, I don't remember. What was the title?
We talked. Oh, wait. No, I know. I didn't.
Cool.
Because it was all winter stuff. I was catching up on. Okay. All right,
cool
all right, go first.
All right, so I'm gonna go through the ones I finished in the last day. So I finished Naruto, the first series, not Shippuden, just Naruto. I've got my final rating for that now.
This one I don't. This is not the one I was mad about, by the way. I can understand.
I also just last night finished speaking of disability the show Ranking of Kings.
Wait,
I've got opinions on that.
Hold on, I need to at least know. Did you at least find some enjoyment in it? I didn't finish it yet, but did you at least find some enjoyment in it?
I'm gonna save that until later.
Oh, he didn't. Oh my god, you suck.
Why do you think I hated it?
Because if you had a fucking what is it? A not boiling point, like lowbrow, cool down opinion, you would have been like, yeah, but we'll talk about it more later. You would have at least admitted that you did. The fact that you want to save the sauce for later makes me think that either A, you found something extremely atrocious that kept it from being good, or B, you have such fucking strong negative opinions about it that you rather save it for a full discussion where you could properly break it down in a 20-minute interval.
You know what's scary? Neither of those are accurate.
Bullshit.
I do have a very controversial opinion on it, I think.
Okay.
I will say this. You know what? I'll give the rating I gave it up front. I gave it a 10 on Mal.
Okay,
I gave it the masterpiece designation.
Okay, but I do know that masterpiece for you does not mean that it does not have some flaws.
That's true. In this case, I also think it was pretty much flawless.
Oh,
But that's not the controversial opinion
you good? Wait,
I have.
hold on. You good? That ambulance is not for you, right?
No,
I probably have to ask.
it's not this time. No.
As you say while coughing.
Yeah, it is not at this time for me that I know of.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm already dead and you're speaking to a ghost. Who knows?
That would worry me. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised due to my voodoo background, but also like, you know, it would make for a good anime.
It would. We call it ghost stories.
My weeb friend died, so we decided. My weeb friend died, so we decided to make a podcast in the dead talking about anime. Perfect title.
Yes, it's an isekai apparently.
Shut up.
I mean, if it's gonna be a title that long, it has to be an isekai. That's it.
It doesn't have to be an isekai. Not isekai.
No, it does.
No,
it
isekais
does.
don't have. Not all isekais have that long title.
No, but all things with a long title are an isekai.
No, that's not true.
Name one.
Oh, no. The what is it called? I quit. It was like I quit heroing, so I decided to open a store. So like someone like that one. That's not an isekai.
It's an isekai.
No, it's not.
It's an isekai.
No, the dude is from the world. He just didn't want to be a hero anymore.
No, it's an isekai.
No, it's not. Okay, whatever. Fuck it. It doesn't matter.
Joking. I don't even know what you're talking about. Anyways. So we'll get to that later. I'm gonna save the big title for after you've introduced what you've watched recently, because I think my last title is gonna transition us into talking about that title.
Okay. So
what have you been watching?
So I finished the anime that I talked to you about, the one that you're like, this sounds Sakui's Bisco, the one that you're like, this world sounds weird and I don't get it. I
mean, I don't get it based on your descriptions of it.
Listen,
I'm fully prepared for it actually making sense to me one day, just not right now.
Okay, fair. But yeah, it was like was hyped at first, little disappointed. I'm now just kind of in the middle about it. It was whatever, so it's like, yeah, you know, whatever. What was it? There was one called It's not. I always want to call it Tomogachi, but it's not Tomogachi. It's one. Did you just open Funimation?
Yes, so I can get my viewing history up.
We are going to get copyrighted so fucking hard.
I don't think you can get copyrighted on a piece of sound that's 15 seconds or less, as long as it's part of a constructive medium that is adding to it. So I think we're good, as long as you don't mention that it's a Funimation sound effect over and over again.
Anyways, it was Tomodachi Gang, which is another death game. It's you know what? I watched the first episode. It's good. It has the potential to be something great. I don't know.
Legit. I've seen what you're talking about, and I think I was about to start it, except for I thought I'd already seen it because of the death game thing.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought the same thing. Like, I was
like, I'm gonna start this. Oh wait, I think I've seen this.
No, I swear to God, I thought I saw it with someone else, and I looked at it, I'm like, didn't this already get released before? Or like, did I see this for like a trailer like a year or two ago or some shit? And I was like, no, this is just its own thing that got an adaptation. And I was like, oh, okay. The concept is interesting. I think you can go a long way with it. It just kind of depends on what direction it goes into. I don't know why, but I also started a show about girls running a real estate agency in a mythical world.
One, that sounds awesome, and two, what the fuck, cool.
Oh, it's not like bad. It was just like it threw me off. It's cute, like it is what it is. So it's not like over the top. It's like okay, I see the appeal of this. I started the second season of Science Fell in Love, so I tried to prove it.
Are my predictions correct about that?
What were your predictions on that?
I was afraid it had lost its plot and become an anime, which disappointed me.
What did you think the plot was? It was them trying to prove science.
I mean, it should have followed from its premise, so it should have been scientists proving the concept of love while having a cute ass and very non-traditional relationship, and it was going way too traditional by the end of the season 1.
Okay.
They had gone way too socially normative and way less science involved and way less experiment heavy and way less interesting, and it was losing the plot for me in season 1.
Okay, so in the first episode, no, because it starts off with actual huge experiment. Where actually, do you care about spoilers for this? I assume you do, because you actually care
a little bit, yeah,
a little bit. Okay, I will say that you most likely will enjoy this.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, fair. I don't know. I don't know if you will, but at least from the way it sounds, you might actually enjoy this. I found it interesting. The direction that they're taking it, but obviously, like time will tell as to see whether or not, right? Because it's like the first episode.
Yeah.
What else did I watch? Oh, I watched. Oh, we already talked about it a little bit, but I watched the first episode of Spy X Family, and if anybody out there doesn't think that Anya's the most adorable, fucking cute bundle of joy ever, I will break their fucking ankles.
As someone who reads Spy X Family, I concur.
Yeah, like she is adorable.
She is totes adorbs.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a good point to at least to talk about what's been going on with it, because Bugfang doesn't Alex Bugfang doesn't know what the fuck is going on with the internet and the show.
Yeah, I don't really know or get what the fuck went on there, and yeah, and I'm very confused by it. All I know is that people were lambasting the show for being perverted or sexualizing kids, and that very much confuses me, because I don't think I could point out to a single time that I've read up to in the manga where it gives that vibe at all, and this was like after episode 1 came out, so I am very confused on the internet backlash to Spy X Family right off the bat.
So I will say this. It is just a small vocal minority. Everyone else loves this.
It doesn't really put me at ease, though. It's always a vocal minority whenever something gets backlash.
No, that's true. But like, I can tell you that it got fucking quelled quick. It was a thing that happened for like maybe like 2-3 days, and people shut that fucking shit down. So it is no longer as big as a big thing, because people were like, no, you're not fucking doing this to this show. But the general idea of it is, okay, so you've read the manga, right? You've at least read up to the point where also, since it's a new show, fucking spoilers, okay? If you don't want to know what happens in the first episode of Spy X Family, fucking spoilers, please.
I can guarantee you I've read up to whatever has happened in episode 1.
I'm doing it for the people who are listening, you narcissist.
I know. But you were about to ask if I've read up to a point, and then you're just going to talk about episode 1. I'm pretty damn sure.
I was not asked, but like I was trying to say you remember this point of where I was going to say, like, you remember this point. So you remember the point where Anya gets kidnapped, right?
Yeah, I remember Anya getting kidnapped.
Yeah, and then Twilight has to come and save her and shit.
Yep.
And like that.
Yeah, the whole face mask reveal stuff. Yeah, I remember.
But yeah. But it starts like him kind of like caring for her and like like not really understanding what's going on, but it's obvious he's like he's it's the start of like a growing attachment.
Isaiah, now that you've mentioned this specific arc, I'm really afraid that the backlash is over what I consider one of the most wholesome moments in manga.
You know what? What do
Is
you?
Is it on the panel where they fall asleep together on that little couch? Because if it is, I'm gonna be really disappointing a lot of people.
It's partly that and partly the one where they fall in the grass. And people are taking it as like his,
neither of which are sexualized.
But like
anyway,
the thing that people are latching on isn't the particular scenes, but like the idea that like his
men can be affectionate towards their children.
Somewhat, it's more of just like his growing attachment and longing for the idea of like, you know, having a daughter and having a family is a mask for under sexualized tones for wanting to use Anka in certain ways. Anya in certain ways, and
okay, anyone that's ever thought that needs to go get therapy for whatever familial abuse they clearly were subjected to that has warped their fucking perception of reality so hard.
No, I agree. Like
that is not a healthy response to seeing someone trying to be affectionate towards an adopted daughter in a piece of fiction.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially when it's as reserved as it still is. It's not even like he's fully into it. He's still reservedly kind of clinging to some distance.
Yeah, like he acknowledges that he's feeling something, but like he's either trying to like fight the urge so he doesn't get like too attached, obviously because of his career, or like not really fully understanding what's going on because he's been in that role for so long. But there's nothing sexual about it. It's literally just like someone just through like their current experiences kind of going through their own trauma and trying to go through it. And I'm just like, in what fucking way did y'all take this as sexual?
Everyone who took this as sexual either needs severe therapy or is a pedophile. They either felt that way in those scenes or can't imagine someone not feeling that way in a scene.
Seriously, like this is the biggest form of fucking projection that I've seen in a long fucking time from the community.
It's really sad. It's just really sad.
It really is, especially to such a sweet, adorable character. Like, come on, we didn't have to do this. I know we're a bunch of degenerates, but we don't have to delve like so fucking deep into the fucking degeneracy. We already started with fucking Marin. We don't need to fucking start with Anya, please.
Who's Marin?
Not just a darling.
Oh, who's Marin? Marin? You mean Marin?
Marin, I don't know how to say her name. I call
her. Do you mean the girl who's a little bit older than them?
What?
The cosplayer?
No, wait, dude, no. The main girl. I can't tell if you're fucking with me or not.
Wait, what about her?
Oh no, just everyone hopping on that train and just fucking like going cuckoo.
I mean, why wouldn't they hop on that train? I'm confused.
Never mind.
No. I'm confused because the show explicitly sexualizes men.
No, that's fine.
Very explicit. It's the intention of that show to sexualize men.
No, I get it. It's fine. And
not just for the audience's pleasure. It's explicit for the intent of the actual story as well.
No, okay. Whatever. It was a throwaway comment. I didn't think we were gonna fucking.
Hold on, it's a throwaway comment though that I don't think is appropriate given this context. It is inappropriate to sexualize Anya. It is completely appropriate to sexualize Marin.
Listen, man. We had this conversation before. I don't want to have this conversation again with you.
Wait. What is this conversation? I have never had this conversation with you about Marin.
Yes, we did. We had it when we were driving around late night.
About Marin.
No, it fits within that conversation. But,
Okay, what is this conversation? You can't even remind
me. What's the idea of fucking sexualizing fucking 14-year-olds, if you know that, in your opinion, they are seen more as adults, and therefore, the fucking video.
No, not my opinion that they're seen as more adults.
You literally described to me
the fact
I don't care.
that they are portrayed and sexualized as if they were sexually mature, which they are, and are being sold to an audience, and as fictional characters who are not of any age, that because their portrayal is inherently sexual and explicitly sexual in this case, that it is not wrong to feel sexual feelings towards them.
I don't care. I do not care.
I mean, you kind of do, though. You care enough to try and avoid this conversation.
Yeah, because I don't want to have it on the fucking podcast. Because I was not prepared to have that conversation.
I think you should always be prepared to have that conversation.
Yeah.
I literally sexualizes youth.
When I literally sat there with you when we had the conversation, and I said I don't know how to approach the situation, and I still
it looks like we approached it just fine. The problem isn't the approach; it's the coverage, apparently.
Listen, I do not agree with you, and I don't have the wherewithal or the information with me to properly defend myself and the knowledge in order to, because I don't agree, but I haven't fully dwelled deep enough to actually agree. All I have is age is so bad. But I know that
but they're also not of an age at all. I mean, if they're going to be of an age, it's as old as spring. So, I mean,
what do you mean?
The anime character that you're talking about from the anime has only existed since spring of 2022. So
winter 2022.
Winter 2022. So there you go. I mean, I watched the dub, so probably spring for me. But
wait, I don't understand what you mean by that. She came out in winter, so age is clear. What?
I mean, if you're going to talk about the age of a fictional character, the age isn't the age in the fiction. The age is actually the age since creation. So in this case, for an anime character, it's less than a year. It's like 6 months old, 5 months old, probably.
Wouldn't that make it? Wait, what the fuck? Wouldn't that make?
Which would also make all anime characters, no matter how supposedly mature and no matter what age they are in the fiction, all children.
Who the fuck goes by that fucking? Who the fuck goes by that metric?
Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking about arbitrary as fuck rules about age of fictional characters because you were started talking about an arbitrary as fuck rule. So I decided to make up an arbitrary as fuck rule that's exactly identical to it. Sorry, I thought we were talking about that.
I don't think it's.
We were talking about arbitrary age restriction. Sorry,
I don't think it's. I don't think it's the same. But
you don't think it's the same when a work of fiction explicitly sexualizes a character versus makes their age not match their representation.
What? Wait, say that again.
All right. So I need to get this straight. So you don't care how a character is represented as long as the canon says they're a certain thing, right?
Sure.
So if the canon says that they're like a 14-year-old, even if she looks like a 26-year-old, she's a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
I want you to be very careful about saying yeah to that, because what you're about to defend without knowing it is the fact that 600-year-old lollies are 600 and you don't care with sexualizing them.
Okay.
Fuck you. You cannot take your argument to the logical extreme.
No, hold on.
I can take your argument to its logical extreme. You're not going to be willing to.
This is why I don't. This is why I fucking haven't, because I haven't explored this.
Well, let's explore it. It's an anime.
I want to do it on the podcast.
It's an extraordinarily anime relevant topic, and that's what we have a podcast for.
You want me to be blatantly honest? I don't want something that could be taken out of fucking context for me recorded. I'd rather do it in a space where I can properly think about the fucking thing and not be fucking judged. So if you can respect that for like 5 fucking minutes, yes, I don't want to have that conversation in a recorded aspect because I'm smart enough to not have that in a recorded aspect because I don't want what I say to be taken out of context.
All right, I can respect that under one condition. There's one condition which I can respect that take.
Fine. What?
That's if we do have that conversation outside of a podcast, and when you do come to a conclusion, you, like you ethically should, actually state that position on the podcast.
I'm fine with
this is a topic that should be had.
The issue is not me. Okay, the issue isn't me like stating a position. I'm fine stating with a position if I believe it. My problem is not stating a position I'm not fully grounded on because I don't find that good. If I'm not fully grounded on an idea, I don't want to like commit
That's
to
fine.
it.
Then I just asked that we grind that we ground that idea.
I'm fine.
So that we can have that topic. Because I think it's extraordinarily relevant, specifically for My Dress Up Darling.
I'm fine with that. I just don't want to. I already said it already. I don't want to have a position I'm not grounded on.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
But then outside this podcast, I don't want you bitching that when I try and bring it up to ground you on this topic.
I didn't even bitch the last time we had the topic.
I know. I just want to make it clear that this should be had because now it's been brought up.
I don't disagree that it hasn't been had. I specifically sought you out for this topic.
All right. Well, we'll work it out. I thought we possibly had worked out, or that you just needed time to think about the conclusions after our last conversation on this topic.
I needed time to think about the conclusion, and I haven't returned to that conversation. Mainly because I life is changing for me quick with me moving and all that.
That's true. You've had a lot on your plate.
Yeah, I'm about to say. So it's like I haven't really gotten back to. I haven't really had to set I haven't really had the chance to sit down and think about the sexualization of minor to not minor anime characters.
Well, I would say the sexualization of fictional characters, period, because I think there's actually a lot to deal with, both the minor and non-minor stuff that has nothing to do with the fact that they are minor or non-minor stuff.
Okay, fair.
I personally don't like that framing because I think it begs a question that shouldn't or isn't necessarily being asked.
Okay, fine. I can get behind the idea of just fictional characters in them.
Well, specifically the sexualization of fictional characters.
Yes, yeah. The sexualization of physical.
Or even more specifically, the sexualization and implicit and explicit presentation of fictional characters in and out of context would be like the academic title of our thesis.
We are fucking losers.
Listen, this is called Dweebs and Weebs for a reason, all right?
It's like, as soon as you said the academic statement of our thesis, I sat there like, wow, we are fucking losers. I was like, oh god damn it. I could be out picking up a significant other instead of sitting here debating.
Speaking of being just a huge dweeb, I hate my background now. Well, I hate this podcast for what it's doing to this background.
What background? Wait, what?
So I've got Wallpaper Engine, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone in their right mind with a desktop PC.
Fair. Well, yeah.
My current background is my current wallpaper is it's an active one. It's like a gamified one. It's a periodic table of elements, beautifully neon coded, and it's great. You can click things to open them, and you can see their like atomic weight. You can see the number of electron. You can see the whole map of each atom.
That fucking
cool.
screams. Tell me you get no bitches without saying you get no bitches.
And then when you click on the actual name of the thing after clicking on the symbol, it opens an image of well, not image. Maybe it's actually a link. I don't know. I haven't tested it offline. Of the Wikipedia for that element, so you get the full history. You get a read on the whole element. It's awesome. And I've been loving this wallpaper. But right now I've got two big ass windows open. Right, I've got my internet open. That's honestly open to Humble Bundle right now because there's a sale on Neo 2, and I'm considering getting it because I never finished Neo 1, and I really, really want to, and I know I'm gonna love Neo 2. But in the bottom right corner of the periodic table, element 118, Organism is fucking with me because of this podcast. I keep reading it as Oni-san, and it's way longer than Oni-san. It's fucking with me though, and I think I'm gonna have to cover it up now. It's bad. Anime is ruining the periodic table for me.
That is your own fault. You are the one that has dwelled too far within the rabbit hole of degeneracy, my friend. You are losing grasp with the reality that is around you. Stop coughing.
I can't help
it. No, you can't. I just wanted to say that. Because I'm an asshole.
Oh yeah, by the way, for everyone else, just in case it's not clear, I got the Rona, and it's not been a good Rona. It's been a pretty bad Rona.
You know, I know that there are other people who have. I can't tell if where we living is currently is about to have some type of outbreak again.
It has, dude. We're in the middle of another huge outbreak. Have you not heard about this wave?
I don't know. It seems like people have just stopped talking about it. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, people did stop talking about it. And the governor fucking repealed mask mandates and public... It's been fucking awful. Yeah, and it's led to a bunch of explosions of cases again.
Yeah, I was about to say. It's like, I got to sit there. I'm like, yeah, it was a while. There was a while I totally forgot.
I had to fight for my hospital visit in order to get one.
No,
I've got like 5 comorbidities and a particularly bad COVID reaction.
Yeah, but not the one that would kill it off fast. So you're just suffering.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I didn't mean to bring it up to add insult to injury.
No. I'm just kind of it's just a thing. But hey, whatever fucking antibody treatment they gave me seems to be somewhat working at least. I am feeling leagues better today than I did 3 days ago. So
hey, that is good. That is good.
I still can't jog more than literally to the end of my block and back. It makes me winded and makes my legs shake for an hour afterwards. But that's the best progress I've had so far. I was walking there and back and getting winded before. So
you know what's funny? Isn't this your second time getting the Rona?
No, it's my third scare. The first 2 times were positive exposures without getting it. But they were back when like tests took like a week or 2 to come in, so I had to isolate anyways.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Or well, I guess there was also a third time before this where I was just sick with the flu, and it wasn't coronavirus in the end. It was just a really bad cold. It was just a really bad cold because it had been 3 years since I got a cold because everyone had been wearing masks for 3 years and people just stopped. So
that is true. Things did kind of. I kind of noticed that things just kind of went away, but like people just they just stopped caring all of a sudden. Yep. Like I swear to God, it was like shit was still happening and people were still getting masks, and there was still a push for people to just not to like shit on people who weren't being actively protective, and then all of a sudden just gone.
Yep.
I like noticed that like working there, like, oh, this is the first like job I have had where I didn't have to wear a mask. I like my current job. I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, one of my other coworkers got it.
Well, shit.
The one you know.
Oh, she just
Yeah.
cannot catch a break, can she?
Nah. From concussion to fucking Rona.
I feel sorry for
I'm
her.
just glad I wasn't the one that gave it to her.
You know what? That is true.
She and her boyfriend stopped by to give me a care basket at the beginning of this shit, and I was really afraid when I heard she got it, that she'd somehow got in the 30 seconds she was here. But no, it was someone in her household.
Okay. I mean, I thought good, but at least glad you didn't give it to her.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, exactly. Not good, just glad.
Yeah. Well, you know, this isn't the Rona podcast. So where the fuck were we when in terms of anime?
Speaking of diseases,
oh no.
I guess I'll go with another
what are you doing?
or two that I watched.
What are you doing?
So I did.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? I did. Speaking of My Dress Up Darling.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
Okay, well, I finished My Dress Up Darling.
I
was really just going for a joke, but
okay. I'm not gonna lie. I thought.
And then speaking of representing adults as children, I also finished My Senpai is an Idiot, or whatever the fuck it is. The one with the little cute green-haired girl, and they're both like accountants or sales representatives or something.
Okay, wait.
I finished those two.
Real quick. Speaking, so I haven't finished My Dress Up Darling, right? But
you haven't?
No.
Oh, dude, that's so good. You should get on that.
What the fuck? Wait, hold on. Did your opinion change in the 24 hours that we talked?
No.
I thought you said it was mid.
No.
Wait, no.
I said it was nothing special for a romantic comedy.
Okay. Okay, no.
I didn't mean it wasn't nothing special as in its quality wasn't. I remember explicitly saying this. It's not that its quality wasn't up to or above par for what it is. It's that what it is wasn't a significant difference specifically I was talking about in genre. So it doesn't do anything with its genre or genre tropes that breaks any romantic comedy mold. It follows the mold and just executes it particularly well.
Oh, well, I mean, people latched onto it so hard because of Marin and because of the fact that it's cosplaying.
People latched onto it super hard because they like to have sexy times with anime characters.
Okay.
And because episode 2 of the show shows a lot of tits and ass.
Okay, speaking of...
There's a lot of TNA treatment in it.
Okay.
And that's cool.
Okay,
that seems to be what glob people.
Okay, speaking of sexy fun time with anime characters, right? I watched a video by what's the dude? It's the dude that Isaac showed us, right? And he
I remember who you're talking about.
Yeah, and they broke down
one that uses that E personality fucking avatar.
Yeah, like really feminine looking avatar, but like it sounds like a fucking 40-year-old male smoker.
Yeah.
He was talking about the episode, specifically episode 7 to 12, and I haven't watched it, but like there's some stuff. He brought up a theory that he could apply to a lot of romance animes, and I'm very interested to see if you agree with it, because it got me. I don't know why it never clicked in my mind, but like it makes so much sense, and I feel like it makes sense for Dress Up Darling, but I'm not standing by that because I still need to watch it to see if it truly
hit me with this theory, because I have not heard it. I have not seen this guy's video.
It is called the hypothetical fuck theory, and it's a theory in which that like there are romances out there that you know they'll build like an amazing female character, right? Like best girl / waifu material, depending on who you talk to. Right. But the story will throw like, and they'll have like a interesting main character or whatever main character like the watcher can slot himself into. You know, that I know, right? They have a pretty like whatever kind of similar meek feeling character. But
I don't agree with that in this case, but go on.
No, not in this case.
I think this one had a very, very well established and unique main character.
No, I'm talking in general.
No, people project onto.
No. I like Gojo. I like Gojo. Gojo, I think, is definitely I would say more unique than your general romance type fucking male character. But
not just more unique, but also more individualistic. He's more of a complete character in both his motivations, his backgrounds, his histories, his futures, his plans, and his execution of all the above. He's a very well realized character, which is irregular for anime protagonists.
yes, I agree. I do agree. But they will. But like, obviously, there is a certain amount of audiences that will obviously they'll fantasize a romance about them. So stories will build a romance to where they know people will keep watching if they prolong the inevitable official.
So this isn't even a theory. This is a fact, and it's called the sitcom effect. Yeah, this is what sitcoms do in classic television, normal television, in non-anime television. And it's a very explicit rule that you don't have the main couples actually hooking up to extend out the draw time and watch time of your community. So Leonard and Penny don't get married until like season 6 or whatever. Rachel and Ross don't get married until the second to last season of their series, or maybe it's the final episode. I don't even remember. Rachel or Monica and Chandler don't get together right away, and they extend that out. And the whole process of drawing out that relationship past the point of natural outcomes is kind of a big thing in television writing, to explicitly, with the intent to lead the audience on and get repeat viewership. Yeah. That you don't give relationship or sexual denouement and you hold off in order to keep people coming back. Yeah. This is a very well established and very publicly acknowledged rule in fiction.
Huh.
Sitcoms and YA do this the most. Anime only does it because usually romance isn't a main feature of whatever story is being told, so it doesn't really matter that Naruto and Hinata don't get together in Naruto the show. It also similarly didn't really matter that Aang and Katara got together until the finale of their show, because those relationships were the main focus, but not the sexualization or the romanticization of those relationships.
Well, I'm not
the romance aspects were secondary, which is why you can see secondary characters getting together a lot sooner than primary characters. So, like, Saki and Sokka. Why the fuck are their names so similar? But Suki and Sokka get together way before most of the other couples in the show, because they're both side characters that people care less about, and because it's easier to fit their relationships more holistically in because of it.
Okay, well, sticking more towards the romance genre, do you think that's what keeps a lot of romance anime from hitting their full potential? Because he was talking.
Yes, I think
he was talking about that, and one, surprisingly enough, one anime he was just like, he got brought up the fact that like good romance anime are able to do this at a good pace, while also developing an actual healthy relationship that they can bring up. And he brought up Toradora, and I was just like,
yeah, 100%.
You know, now you.
Yeah, I think I agree with all this guy's points, probably. Yeah.
And I was like, you know, now that I think about it, that makes me upset. And the one anime that I was just like, now that this is clicking in my
mind. You and I have had this conversation before.
You know what? I feel like we had, but I feel like I just have to hear it from someone who just does not get under my skin as often. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Sometimes you need, other people in the world to confirm how right I am. It's all right.
See, this is why That's why I don't listen to you. It's because of shit like that. Shit like that.
Listen, sorry, I just call it as I see it. As I see it, I was right again.
You know what? In my mind, I don't remember having this conversation with you, so you go fuck yourself.
We've had it a whole bunch. Pretty much every time there's a rom-com or romance in anime that I actually like comes up. You know when we last had it on this podcast, I know we had it on this podcast, when we talked about Sword Art Online, because I brought up the fact that they have a stable, healthy, and developing relationship almost from the get-go in the show, was a big point of why I actually liked the original Sword Art Online.
That doesn't count.
Why does it not count? We had this conversation.
Kirito's a part of it.
I like Kirito.
Fuck Kirito. Piece of shit.
What's wrong with Kirito?
I've explained to you my.
What's wrong with the Black Swordsman? Oh yeah, by the way, I've read the first like 5 deluxe edition volumes of Berserk now.
Oh, nice.
So man, that's something I'm doing too. It's really hard to get a hold of volume 6 though.
I'm not surprised. They probably all snapped. Wait, when did the deluxe version come out for that?
It's still coming out. So
oh, it's still coming out. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're still releasing it one volume at a time every like 3 to 5 months.
Well, they probably really liked it because, well, no, they're probably really buying it up because, Berserk got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, because it got a video game adaptation in Elden Ring.
I'm sorry, what? I feel like you're bullshitting me.
I mean, I'm joking a little bit, but no, I'm not bullshitting you. It's no secret how much Berserk specifically has influenced Hidetaka Miyazaki's games and design before. And you can see it very explicitly in Elden Ring, probably more than anything else. The Erd Tree itself is a straight up callback to the Tree of Light in Berserk. There's a reason why Berserk's sword is in all of the Souls games. Why Guts armor set might as well be in half of them. Like it's there's a whole lot of very explicit Berserk love, and now that I've consumed more of Berserk, I'm much more familiar with that iconography. Like you can even take things like the runes in Bloodborne resemble the runes in Berserk, specifically the brand that Guts has on the back of his neck is basically the same symbol used by the Hunter Corps, the Church Hunters. The symbol in that game is told to be a man tied upside down with his arms above his head and his feet tied together, but it's almost the exact same symbol, and it's very explicitly it's like Hidetaka's been honest about this in interviews too. Like I already knew this, I just hadn't recognized any of that imagery before.
Well, that is interesting.
Berserk is also probably a big reason why the tone of Miyazaki's games are so borderline grimdark fantasy. They're not actually grimdark fantasy. They're closer to high fantasy, but they almost want to be grimdark fantasy.
Well, that was definitely interesting.
Yep.
Yes.
So I also watched The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Kingdom or a Nation Out of Poverty, I think it's called.
Wait, hold on. Are we still on what we watched? What is even the topic for this episode? Wait.
So far, that's what we watched, yeah.
Wait, what is the topic for this episode? Do we have a topic? It just dawned on me.
So we do remember, and it's the last thing I watched. Remember? It's the last thing I'm going to bring up.
You know what? We'll get to it when we get to it. All right, keep going.
It has to do with the slaying of demons.
All right. Oh shit. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Right. Fuck
but
you.
I'm also not to that yet. So I
Okay,
watched.
okay.
I watched.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna be that guy. We're 48
Yep.
minutes in. You need to pick up the fucking pace.
Well, listen, we're almost there. Okay, stop interrupting, man. All right, so
But
I
just so
watched.
you know, we gotta pick up the pace. So
Yeah, You know, you interrupting again, huh?
oh, keep going.
All right, so
Just make sure you make it fast. That's all.
uh-huh.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go.
So I watched the Jesus Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Poverty, or whatever the fuck it's called. It was not particularly good, but I really like the main girl in it. So it's got a new best girl in it, but it's not a very good show, sadly. I started the case study of Vanitas. I've only seen the first, the intro basically, where they explain the background of the show, because then I realized it was like 4:11 a.m.
Oh,
And,
you
and
sent me
I
the
should,
message.
it is. It is. This is when I sent you the message, because I had woken up at like 1, and not seen any messages, but not known it was 1, because I've been in my room for like days, so like I don't know what time is anymore. So I woke up and thought it had just been like 2 or 3 hour nap, and not like a much longer sleep for the entire day. So I didn't know it was 1 a.m. I saw I didn't have a message from you, so I was like, oh, he must have gone to work. I'll grab him after he comes home. And then like 3 hours later, I was like, okay, but I should probably send him a message saying that. So I messaged you at some point. It was like, yeah, so I passed out, and I'm awake now. And then I got like a random alert hours and hours later, and looked down, and like you had sent me a message at 9 p.m.
Okay, I don't know where that
And I received that. That was the one I got 4. Sorry, the rest of the shit happened at like 1:30 or something. That was the one I got at 4. I got this random message from you from 9 p.m. at 4 a.m. I swear to fucking God. I've got the screenshots here and everything.
What's wrong with that shit?
I don't know, but I got that alert. I was like, "Oh shit! I didn't see this. I didn't realize what time." It was weird. Anyway, so last 2 shows, I caught up to the English dub of season 2 of one of my. I also rewatched season 1, so I can finally put it on my listing for favorite anime. But you remember when season 1 of this came out, and I said that this was a sleeper.
What show?
That was totally going to get a second season.
What show?
Ep.49 from Commonplace to World's Strongest.
Oh yeah.
Ari Ferretta. It was kind of trashy, but fucking awesome back then. It's just as good now. It's solid. Its season 2 isn't as special as season 1 was to me, but it's still solid enough, and it feels very much just like a continuation. Like, it doesn't feel like a season 2. It feels like a really, really long season 1 now. But that's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. So I'm enjoying that. Let's see. Did I start Girls Frontline yet? No, I think I just add that to my list.
Oh.
Let's see.
I remember now. There is a show that I watched real quick, just because I remember I watched it. I think it was called Established in Life. It's about like I'm not super clear about what's going on in it, but there's like a group of girls who break out people from certain cities because the world for some reason has provinces that people can't move out of.
Interesting.
It is god awful in every way, shape, and form. Its animation, I would argue, is damn near okay. It's not. I would say. Would I call it on the level of?
You say X-Arm's not gonna be really fucking. That's a big claim right there, man.
I'm about to say. I was like,
that's a big mean claim. You better be careful about throwing that accusation out there.
I was about to say, because no, it's not on that level of bad. Still not good, but it's not It's not that bad. It's
Okay,
it's like
but nothing is X Arms bad.
okay, fine, nothing. Whoa! Have you seen the still images from Naruto? That was
I've
bad.
seen a lot from Naruto. Naruto's okay. You're right. Naruto is as bad as X Arms. That is correct.
Okay, no, I'm not dying on that hill. I refuse to die on that hill. No, stop.
I mean,
Stop
I
it.
did mention that I watched Naruto. Maybe I should go further into that. Naruto's trash.
On a different episode, not on this one. We're like 54 minutes into what we've watched.
Fine.
I know it's us, but that's long even for us. It's usually about like 30 minutes.
I mean, to be fair, for once we've watched a lot, or I've watched a lot.
We both watched a lot, honestly. We're both like getting back into the swing of actually watching a lot of anime. Oh, especially when I move out and I don't have to actually stop being like loud and turn off everything by like 10:30 because people for some reason in my house sleep at 8 p.m. Like I'm gonna watch
If
shit.
someone also in the house where people are asleep at 8 p.m., I get it.
Yeah, but you're not a loud bitch like I am. So, which is fair.
That's correct. I learned tone modulation when I was, an infant. Supposedly, actually, I was a very quiet baby. Apparently,
apparently I was too. I don't know what happened in our course of history.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah.
Maybe I'm just black. No, never.
Maybe you are black. I've never really considered whether or not you were black before.
It's a running joke in one of my friend groups.
I think you've told me this actually recently.
No, did I?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, there was a joke I made where it's like, there's days I forget I'm black sometimes, and now it's just the thing where we were just like, he does forget he's black, and I'm like, you know what? Shit, thanks for reminding me. Almost forgot.
Jesus.
It's bad. Either way, subtle, very subtle racism aside. What were we on?
Sorry.
What were you?
We were talking about internalized self-hatred and why you're so racist against black people.
No, not that. That's not what we were on.
Oh, maybe it was what I watched. So I think we're finally on the last thing. I think we're on the main topic now.
Oh wait.
So,
wait.
Oh.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot that I watched Shield Hero. I forgot that I watched Shield Hero.
I have not seen the new season yet.
I have watched. I watched the first episode, and I'm not gonna lie. My first thing I said after I finished the episode was, "Where the fuck are we going?" Because there's more episodes. I still need to watch them. But you know where we left off in the first season, right?
Honest to God, I don't even really remember.
Okay,
I think the last thing I remember was like a big fight with a holy dude.
So, okay, not a holy dude, but so
yeah, wasn't the leader of the church? Wasn't it like a priest or something?
That's not where we left off. Though it's kind of close. So it was a point. So there was the point where was it
the big battle on the ship?
Yes, big battle on the ship. But it was
the one where they did the Iron Maiden.
Yeah, and they kind of set up this new type of villain, and we kind of
I remember that. Yeah.
We didn't get any of that. Apparently, there's just a new fucking threat that just came out of nowhere.
Interesting choice. Okay.
Yeah, and I kind of sat there and I'm like, okay. And
are they still doing the war thing?
Okay. Do you
is the reason that there isn't the old threat or the one they introduced because they're not currently doing a wave? Maybe they'll come back with the next wave.
Oh, okay. Technically, yes. Okay, I did.
But there you go. Then I would expect that threat to have continued yet if they're not doing a wave yet.
Okay, no, that's fair because they were questioning things have been kind of cool as of late, and they were preparing for the next. They were preparing for the next wave to come, but the clocks stopped working. They just paused all of a sudden.
Cool. So that seems appropriate then for not bringing up the old stuff.
Oh yeah, no, okay. I'm not saying where the fuck are we going as a bad thing. was just like, I don't know, like it's kind of one of those things of just, it's kind of one of those feelings where like, you kind of hop into a car with your friends and you're just driving, so it's kind of one of those things where like, I don't know where we're going, I don't know how to feel about it, but you know what, I'm at least interested to see where this goes. It's kind of like that.
Cool. Sounds chill.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to that. In fact, I'll probably be starting it very soon. I promised my other sick friend that I'd work through Bleach as my next big project.
I thought you already did that.
No, I got to the fucking vampires. I refused.
Okay.
And then I got distracted by better anime.
Okay, before we start, I'm curious now. You have now watched a good amount of all 3 of the big 3 anime. Huh?
No.
What do you mean?
I haven't watched that much of Dragon Ball Z, really.
That's not a big 3.
Listen, I don't care if people don't list it in the big 3. It is.
No. Look.
The big 3 is actually like 6 shows, and that's not including the new big 3 that you and I have discussed before.
Okay, no, there's the new big 3, but the like original big 3 came from the shonen manga, and like there is actually like an official big 3 based on
Dragon Ball Z isn't a shonen manga.
Huh?
You say that like Dragon Ball Z isn't a shonen manga.
I know, but when this was established, One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto were the big 3 selling mangas. That's why it's called the big 3. The big 3 means something completely.
Technically, that's not even accurate. That's the myth. That's the legend. The actual bestsellers were represented by also being bestseller anime, and they still haven't been topped.
Bitch, I was
Death Note and Full Metal Alchemist are still at the top of the fucking ranking for sales.
Not in current time when this was made. Like
Death Note was around. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure was airing at the same time as the big 3 were in America. Yeah.
No.
The big 3 weren't the big 3 in Japan. They were the big 3 here.
Yes, they were the big 3 here, but they're basically.
And when they were airing, Death Note was also airing.
It wasn't. It's not based on the anime, bitch. It's based on the mangas that the fucking Shonen Jump was having in its weekly thing. I looked this up extensively. Trust me. And I'm pretty sure this was around 2001 or 2002. At a time when.
All right. Okay. So yeah, I've seen a bunch of One Piece. I've seen a bunch of Bleach. I've seen a bunch of Naruto.
Yeah. So based on proper big 3, the best, worst, mid.
Best is easily Bleach so far. But that's not saying much because I wouldn't rank any of these above mid, anyways.
I'm not saying
mid
your grade. I'm just saying out of the big 3, like where.
I hate you're making me say this. Mid is gonna be One Piece.
Oh,
and bottom is Naruto easily right now.
I'm not gonna lie. Most people would put Bleach on the bottom. I think.
Listen, Bleach is easily the best written and most consistently animated one so far.
I agree.
One Piece, if you can get past the dog shit art style, the garbage writing, and the fucking fact that none of it is in any way like it feels like a fucking kindergarten project. It's at least more consistent in both quality and tone than Naruto, which is just a bunch of horse shit. Oh. Naruto is 99.9999 repeating percent filler in the way that I've always accused Dragon Ball Z of being, but maybe to a worse extent.
No!
Naruto is a piece of fucking shit where the main story itself is a bunch of filler bullshit, where they, from the get-go, set the maximum possible power level of this world and then routinely ignore it over and over again in side stories that aren't even plot relevant. And from what I now understand, going through and reading the manga now, don't even appear in the manga. They're like all anime original bullshit. So
Yeah,
as far as I can tell, this show is nearly 100% filler, with the remaining 0.000 repeating all the way almost to infinity, and then you hit a little one, a little dip, and you put 1.000000001% non-filler is the like 3 fight scenes in the whole show that are animated by this clearly different team that they're far and above better than anything else in the show, and also don't adhere to any of the rules of the show in any way, shape, or form. Not the aesthetic rules, not the narrative rules, not the explicit power structure rules, and not the implicit power structure rules either. It completely ignores everything and has a completely different art style that clearly has like a completely different director and composer. They're like these 3 fight scenes for the whole anime like this, and it's ridiculous that those are like of any decent quality, and they're the only things that redeem the entire show. They're the only reason the show isn't a 2 on my Mal. This show should be a 2, except for these like 3 scenes. Put it at a 3. They earn a full point.
I wonder which show aggravates you the most.
One Piece still aggravates me the most. Just Naruto's the most fun.
Wait, really? After that whole rant, One Piece is the one that still aggravates you the most.
Oh, trust me, if you want, I can go on a One Piece rant. One Piece still aggravates me the most. But the problem is Naruto's more shit.
Oh, okay. I feel like this is like an episode for another time. If I can...
Dude, we should totally do like a coverage of the big 3 now that I've seen them.
To be fair, I still need to actually sit down and properly watch One Piece.
Okay, so once you get through the first 111 episodes, we'll do that.
Yeah. Now that you watched it, I can't put it off any longer. I actually have to sit down and watch it.
I remember I watched it a while ago. Remember Isaac? I made a deal with Isaac where I'd watch it for 100 episodes. Remember?
I'm not gonna lie.
Ages ago now. This is pre-COVID.
I'm not gonna lie. I was always in somewhat denial that you were actually doing it.
I told you I'd gone up to like episode 110 or 111.
I thought you were lying to me.
No.
I thought you were lying to me.
What? Okay, when have you ever known me to skimp out on a fucking shit anime?
I don't think
this is the guy that watched fucking Vampire Night with you. Like, what the fuck?
I don't think that it was necessarily you, me believing that you would skip out a show. I think it was me just not wanting to. Because I remember, like, early in our podcast years, I think we made some type of pact of, like, if one of us starts One Piece, the other has to.
We did.
Yeah, so I was like...
No. Sorry, it wasn't One Piece. One Piece was part of the conversation. But I think that was actually about specifically Hunter x Hunter, which we both hated at the time. And remember, I did finish Hunter x Hunter, so you do need to do that.
Okay, to be fair, I only didn't do that because I thought it was One Piece, not Hunter x Hunter.
That's fair, but I'm pretty sure that was for Hunter x Hunter because we both hated it.
Right? Like I remember I was watching like the first couple, and I'm like,
yeah, we both watched the first arc and we hated it so much that we never went back and watched it.
Like, this is terrible.
And then my little brother made me watch it with him, and I got it.
I've seen clips. I assume it gets extremely better.
So it's not just that it gets much better, but the things I hated about the first bit were things that were triggering other, very specifically, One Piece vibes for me. Like, the episode on the boat really fucking got to me.
Is it because it was
originally? It's because the character design for some of the primary characters in that, like the captain, are very One Piecey in that they feel diegetically unfriendly. They don't feel like real people being drawn or real characters being drawn. They feel like character memes being drawn in a world that may not be consistent. And I still think that some of the character design breaks the consistency of the world a bit, but much less so now than originally.
Wait, hold on.
And
Isn't
that
like,
problem doesn't persist as well.
hold on, something about One Piece. Isn't that kind of the point of One Piece? Like, I remember reading an interview where, like,
if I make something and the point is to eradicate all black people on Earth, does that make it good?
Whoa, wait, hold on.
If I'm consistent about wanting to eradicate all black people, am I doing a good thing because I was consistent all of a sudden?
Wait, hold on.
Is my machine to kill black people good?
I'm not against applying extremes to moral consistency, but I am not seeing the connection between drawing random characters and eradicating black people. This feels this feels bad faith in so many ways.
So, to be fair, it is a little bit bad faith because it's a joke. But also, to be fair, I do think it's a real extreme that I could use. So, for example, I don't believe consistency in bad design or consistency in design that I think ruins a piece of art is good, even though it's consistent. So if I design a machine and the machine's intent is negative, I didn't do a good thing by making a consistently negative machine. So if One Piece's design is intentionally aesthetically amorphous and is consistent in that design principle, that doesn't mean it's good for being consistent in that design principle. It means that design principle can be bad.
Well, no.
So it's still dog crap.
Well, no,
it's still a dog crap design.
No.
It's very diegetically unfriendly still.
I'm not necessarily saying that its purpose is to be bad. I can stand by if something is purposely trying to be bad, regardless of not if it's consistent. It's still bad. But like,
well, I would also say even if the intent isn't bad, it can still be bad. So like, if I make a machine designed to eradicate all black people, but I think that's a good thing, that doesn't make it a good machine for eradicating all black people. It means that I probably think it's a good machine. But similarly, for One Piece, applying that to One Piece, because they're consistent in having a really shit and really, really unfriendly to the immersive experience design, means that I think they're consistently bad in their design, even though they're successfully implementing their design by design.
Well, no, I remember seeing or reading something like it's absurd because the world itself is supposed to be absurd. Like the characters are supposed to be a reflection.
But most anime worlds are absurd, and also most anime aesthetics are absurd. The problem is not that One Piece is absurd; it's that it's absurd in a way that is completely antithetical to immersion, to all forms of immersion. It becomes a point where you distance yourself from being real to a point where it's not conducive to the experience you want. So I wouldn't say this if One Piece was a comedy, first and foremost. If One Piece was a comedy and the point was to make everything completely absurd and then they built on that absurdity, that would be one thing. But it's not. They don't frame their world as if it's absurd. It's actually a very grounded world in which they try to build characters and build relationships as if they were real people with real motivations, intents, dreams, aspirations, backgrounds. The problem is that it's not an absurd world. It's actually no more absurd than Full Metal Alchemist's world. In fact, it's less so in many ways. But aesthetically, they clash with that a lot, and they refuse to ever back from that aesthetic. They refuse to grow that aesthetic into a more conducive to their tone thing, and instead rely on a continuing God, what is it? What is it called? That fucking thing that Roger Ebert coined the term for. When you can separate what you're watching from reality, you're immersing yourself by essentially by lying to yourself. What was it? It was but you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I just don't know the name.
It's where you're tricking yourself. It's like what we do every time we engage with something ridiculous like superhero shit, where we're suspending our disbelief for the sake of the content we're consuming. And the reason why it's so easy to suspend disbelief much of the time is because you build consistency in your world. So it's easy for a Marvel fan to suspend disbelief in a Marvel comic because the world is actually really consistent when you get down to its like deepest depths, right? If you get really into the world of Marvel, you'll understand why things are the way they are in Marvel, and you'll also, I mean, the world of Marvel builds itself a lot of defense for absurdity in a way that many other fictional worlds don't. Similarly, in anime depends on the suspension of disbelief, but often reinforces your ability to suspend disbelief. So, Full Metal Alchemist world is extraordinarily grounded in the way it treats characters. And so, even though there are weird magical powers, even though sometimes those magical powers seem to break the conventional rules of the world they've built, and even though they have explicit goals within it that seem to also be antithetical to other rules, and even though you could probably argue that some of the things that they write and do are inconsistent, and even some of the aesthetics they use sometimes might be, overall, it's much easier to suspend your disbelief in the world of Fullmetal Alchemist because it's written and executed so believably in one or another other way, typically through character writing for Fullmetal Alchemist. One Piece doesn't have that. It has dog shit character writing. It has dog shit and completely antithetical aesthetics to its character writing, and then it tries to build on those extremes, never in a consistent fashion. And I don't like the argument that you can build to a more absurdist version of One Piece because One Piece isn't absurdist. The problem is they frame the narrative as a very simple thing, and then build the whole quality of the show is around its characters and its character depth, and it's just not there. It's really not in the way people believe it is.
You know what I'd be very interested to see and to try to moderate. I would like, if you're willing to watch more of it, I would like to see, and like I would obviously watch more of it too. But to see if one of my friends who's a really big advocate for One Piece to come in and have a discussion, because I feel like that would be interesting. I don't know how far the conversation would go, but I feel like it'd be really interesting.
100%. When you watch One Piece, let's do it.
Well, I have to talk to him first to see if he's willing to do it.
No, sure. Yeah.
All right. This podcast is all over the place. You want to get to the hey, like,
so yeah, the last thing I watched, well, not the last thing I watched, but the last thing I'm going to mention that I watched, I rewatched all of Demon Slayer, and that includes the new stuff, it includes the movie, it includes the movie's remake as the fucking TV show arc. I watched all of it. I didn't intend to watch all of it. I did end up watching all of it.
I mean, you say like watching all of it's a bad thing.
In this case, it is. In this case, it is. And that's going to be our main topic. Demon Slayer.
At this point, there's not even a main topic. We're just shooting the shit. We're way too far into the podcast to have a proper main topic.
All right, well, let's start with my ratings for Demon Slayer. So do you know what my rating for the original season of Demon Slayer is?
I think it was either like 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10.
On Mal, I would have given it an 8, except it does certain things with my emotions, especially in episode 19. Its animation, sound, and writing all coalesce into a masterpiece experience.
Oh, wait, real quick.
And so it gets a 10 from me.
Real quick. This is not related to anything actual. Like, I mean, it is related to Demon Slayer because I heard about it. Well, more related to the studio. But, like, it has nothing to do with the actual review for the show. But I just wanted to bring this up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that Ufotable got indicted for tax evasion?
Oddly enough, I saw that they had on like one of those YouTube shorts that mimic TikToks.
Yeah.
As I was scrolling through some shorts, it popped up like someone was just playing like a scene from Demon Slayer, and the text on the screen for a moment said that they were under for tax evasion. So I did read that, but I literally only read it like it was a headline, and I moved on. So that's the only reason I've heard of this.
No.
I don't know any of the details, and it also doesn't surprise me because, I mean, there are probably a lot of fucking companies, especially big time producers and shit that have probably evaded a lot of taxes before. So it doesn't shock me, and I don't find it particularly interesting because of that.
No, fair.
It's not like it came out that the creator of a specific thing was like a tax evasion specialist and had a secret cabal. Like, as far as I know, it's literally just a company did a tax evasion.
No, I know. It's like typical shit. No, I find it funny just how I found out, because I was like, oh yeah, Giga put out the spring 2021 in a nutshell video. Yeah, I'll watch that. And that's how I found out, because he was like, Demon Slayer doing some pretty good stuff. Like that.
I haven't watched one of his blank in a thing videos in like over a year now, just because I'm never caught up to whatever season he puts something out for, and I refuse to watch his shit and get spoiled for shit because he likes to just throw spoilers in his jokes, and I can't even watch his shit anymore.
You know what?
Because I just don't watch enough anime to watch his shit anymore.
That is true. I have a weird problem with that video, with the way he does that video, or like his season in a nutshell videos in general. But I
love his season in a nutshell videos. I just can't watch them anymore because I don't watch enough anime anymore.
We can talk about it after. I'll put it out there just for now. I find it weird that people make such strong opinions so early into an anime's lifespan. I find that really weird. And they never go back to it.
This also weirds me out a lot, and specifically with people like big Anitubers and shit, where they make really, 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 really strong statements when we're only like an episode or two into the season, and then they don't revisit these opinions, which seem to be really big and sometimes inappropriate, I think, personally.
Yeah.
I have also had a problem with this before, and I've had many disagreements with Giguk's opinions before. That is not news to me.
Yeah. It was just, that's why I was like, I enjoy them, but overall it's like, oh man, this is not how we should be doing this. But either way, going back to the Demon Slayer thing, since we're finally on it, just Demon Slayer.
Yeah, so Demon Slayer. God, I think I'm disagreeing with one of my ratings on this now.
Oh my god.
So I rated the original Demon Slayer a 10. It's a masterpiece. Mal's rating system. Every time I talk about it, I feel like I have to mention this because I know someone somewhere is like, you can't rate it a 10. 10 is perfect. 10 means perfect. You can't say it's perfect. And I agree. I don't rate things 10 on most scales because that's usually what 10 means is perfect. It's not what Mal means, and it's not what I typically mean when I say 10 either. For me, a 10 can either be, as Mal frames it, a masterpiece, or something that happens to be transcendent of its individual bits, right? Or it can have perfectly done what it intended to do, and in a way that I find very little flaw with. So, like, the two examples of this would be like Demon Slayer is a masterpiece because it has a series of moments that are so well constructed and emotionally invoking that I consider those pieces to be masterpieces. And something like Parasite the Maxim gets a 10 out of 10 for me because I think it flawlessly executes its intent on screen. So I don't think it while I may have things I would like to change about it, I think the things I would change about it wouldn't make it a better work for most people, and certainly not for the original creator. I think that they perfectly executed what they wanted to do with it, or at least it seems that way to me. Mal makes it real easy by just saying 10 is masterpiece, 9 is great, 8 is very good, 7 is good, 6 is fine, 5 is bad, and or 5 is average, and everything below 5 is bad. Bad, very bad, horrible, and appalling. So, in Mal's framework, Demon Slayer Season 1 gets a 10 for me. It's a masterpiece because it has a masterpiece in it. Knowing that, what do you think I'm going to say about Mugen Train, the movie Mugen Train?
It was good, but a pretty big downgrade from the first season.
God, no, it's a 10. It's a masterpiece.
Okay, good. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you if you think otherwise.
Mugen Train is a 10. It's a masterpiece. It made me cry. It made me tear up at the beginning. It made me cry 1 or 2 tears. I think the third waypoint in the dream where he kills himself. And then it made me straight up bawl, basically, as close as I get to bawling by the end. In the end, for the whole end. And then it had a couple moments where it wrapped back around to the beginning. It had a moment with, and I'm going to bring this up right now, that there's an ending in the movie that wraps around to how it began. And I'm going to bring this up because it does not appear in the show for some reason. Where they wrap so the leader of the Demon Corps, right? The man who's sick, that I keep forgetting the name of. It's like the sickness scar going down his face.
Yeah.
That guy has a speech at the beginning that frames the whole movie and the theme for the whole movie going forward, and it wraps back up at the end and is all the more poignant for the character pieces we got, and the spoiler alert, death of one of the characters, and it treats that character in a way that we don't see him treated by anyone other than his mother in that flashback. I think he calls him one of his kids. One of his kids has died, and he was looking out on the graves of all of the children he has sent to their deaths. Now, that ending is technically in the show, except for none of the framing for it was set up in the show. Instead, the show replaces the framing with a unique episode that I think is really important, really good for building the character of the character who dies. It's the flame Hashira, you know.
Rengoku.
Yeah, exactly. And I really like that episode. I think that episode absolutely should be built into the movie extended, or just be put into season 1 of the show. I also think the OP and EP of the show are great. So this is where we move on to how I ranked the show version of the movie. Despite having nothing but good things to say about that first episode, the rest of it fucking sucks balls. Or more specifically, it ruins the artistic integrity of the film. So it's basically just the film, right, going forward, except for it's not. So despite the minimal, unique new scenes that they've added, whatever, they've actually taken out some of the important context for the film, such as that introductory scene with Demon Slayer Daddy. I'm just going to call him Demon Slayer Daddy because I never remember his name. But the blind old dude who looks pretty young, whatever his name is. It not only removes that framing, but also does not consistently keep up with the framing of the movie in the way the movie does because of its segmentation. It's segmented in a way that stops the emotional, that puts like stopgaps in the emotional denouements of many of the bits of the movie. So while the movie gets to, what's the word for this? It's momentum. the movie keeps up an emotional momentum throughout. And I'm very certain now that part of that is that it's not broken up into episodes with, despite them being very good OPs and EPs that break that emotional momentum, but also that I am pretty sure the suicide scenes in the movie were felt more explicit and more emotional by far than the shows. I think that might have to do with ratings. I think they purposefully cut a lot of that out somehow. I need to actually do a side-by-side comparison of those versions of those scenes more, because I can't actually pinpoint where they cut content out, but it feels like they do, because I rewatched the movie after watching the show version because I felt lacking. I felt I was lacking something between the two. And going back, I did recapture it with the movie. The movie still captures that feeling where the show did not in multiple places. So the show is an inferior version of the movie by leaps and bounds because of this. Despite just being the movie with added stuff for the most part.
Okay.
That being said, it's still technically an 8. I'm kind of debating putting that down to a 7, but no, I think it still deserves an 8.
Okay.
It's just definitely not a masterpiece like the movie.
Yeah, not a masterpiece. And if people were watching the whole thing from what it is, you'd probably recommend they watch the movie rather than watch
100%.
Watch season 1, the first episode, and
then the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, man,
you debating on that first episode watch?
I'm debating. No, you should definitely watch the first episode. I'm debating whether or not. Okay. Here's how I think you should watch it, and I know we haven't covered the entertainment arc yet, but I'm going to include the entertainment arc in this watch order. Right? You should watch season 1. You should watch episode 1 of the Mugen Train arc. You should watch the Mugen Train movie. And then I think you should watch episode 2 of the movie arc so that you get the OPEP and a cool little tie-in scene that kind of stitches together season 1 and Mugen Train a bit better than the movie originally did, just because it's kind of neat to see that. And then watch the last episode for similar reasons, and then watch the Entertainment District.
Okay.
And I think that also lets you skip any need to watch a previously on. So you can watch the movie one day and then just before you start the next series as your catch up, watch the first and last episodes or the second and last episodes of that Mugen Train season.
Okay.
So then comes the Entertainment District. What do you think I rate this, given that everyone I know told me this season
7.
surpassed
7. You gave it a 7.
Everything before it. Why do you think I gave it a 7?
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't fucking know, and it's been bugging me. And
Well, you're right. I gave it a 7. It's good. It earned a good on my Mal rating. It's not an 8. It's not very good. It's good. You are correct. Now, what gave you the inkling as to why that would be?
You told me yesterday. If I'm being completely honest.
Okay.
I was
Fair
enough. You
enough.
told me yesterday, and I was mad, and it's been in my mind ever
I
since.
forgot I actually told you the score I gave it yesterday. That's right. I forgot that's how I enticed you into this. All right, so yeah, it's a 7. You know why? Because I think everyone was wrong when they told me that the animation quality specifically in this got so much better than in season 1, or in Mugen Train. You and one of our
no. Okay,
uh-huh.
I said I don't think it's like I don't think it's on Mugen Train level because Mugen Train is fucking amazing. I do
That's weird. I think the animation was above Mugen Train level.
Really?
I just think Mugen Train was below Demon Slayer season 1 level.
Really? I thought
In terms of animation quality, yeah.
I thought Mugen Train was above both of them. Well, okay.
No, Mugen Train has pretty
no.
dog shit animation compared to the other two.
Okay, wait. Entertainment District. I really like the Entertainment District animation. It might be.
I really do too. It's good. It's a solid 7.
It's fucking amazing. Eat my ass.
Okay, so here's the thing. You know how I know you and Derek haven't watched Fate? Because you think this was amazing.
Oh no. I think Fate is far fucking better than what this looks like.
No. That's how I know you guys haven't really watched Fate. Is that you think it's any different than this.
What?
This was the most UFO table I've seen from an UFO table since last I watched them do an UFO table.
Hold on. So you agree in a sense. You're just like, this is just...
No, I don't agree. I do not agree with your and Derek's statements that this animation quality was objectively above or on par with the pure animation quality of Demon Slayer before it. If you had said the Mugen Train, which you think is actually better than both of the seasons, by the way, I would have agreed with you, except for you don't. I think Mugen Train is the weakest animation by far because of its kind of dog shit, crutch-based. Like it uses 3D CG as a crutch, where with all the tentacly bullshit that really just should have been 2D animated or not adapted in that fashion.
Okay, I might have to rewatch Mugen Train. I do not remember it.
Mugen Train has some subpar CG that takes me out of the experience every time. The 2D stuff is beautiful, is great, and if they had put all that 2D and not had contrasted it with pretty barely on par, subpar to the 2D by far, with subpar 3D assets, then it would have been on or above season 1's animation quality. But because they didn't, because they decided to mix amazing 2D with terrible 3D, it clashed really hard and took me out at multiple points. And that makes its animation quality just lower. Because most people don't remember CG unless it's shoved in their face when they think something.
No, you know me. I would have at least caught that shit by like at least a second watch. And I've watched that bitch like 3 times. I don't remember it being that bad.
I don't know how you could miss it.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it again. I don't remember this.
Do you got like Verve or Crunchyroll or something?
Of course you know open. No, but I could pull it up real quick.
I could probably give you like an episode to look at. Like I could give you an episode and a timestamp real quick if you want.
Sure.
All right.
Wait, for the movie or the like?
Let's make it easier. Go with the show version, which is just the movie broken up, right? But it makes it easier to get timestamp.
Okay, fair. Okay.
So let's go with I bet you episode 5 will have a bunch of the CG bullshit. Let's see. Yeah, easily has a bunch of the CG bullshit. All right, so go to episode 5 at 5 minutes and 35 seconds. Tanjiro gets back in the train and your eyes are immediately assaulted with
5 minutes and 35 seconds.
Yeah, 5 minutes 35 seconds.
Okay.
And then press play and just watch the terrible CG happen in front of you. Now it's still pulled off better than in most anime, but it's just not on par with the animation quality I expect from Demon Slayer. It's very UFO table-esque of them to mix 3D and CG. And then just to really hammer in, keep watching until the like 55-second mark where they have like a shot of the outside of the train and how they've just covered that in dog shit CG as well. Just watch from the 35-second mark to the 6-minute mark, and you'll see everything I mean. Also, I'm continuing to talk over it because otherwise we're gonna have a bunch of empty airtime. So just let me know.
I know. I got why you were doing that. It made sense. Okay.
Yeah. So if you watch the less than 30 seconds of footage that shows a bunch of dog shit CG. Okay, to be fair, I'm actually being mean. It's actually pretty decent for anime CG.
Okay, that's
done in this fashion.
I'm like, I don't think it's
except for it still takes me out because it's really obviously just these big old fucking 3D assets in a fucking beautiful 2D show.
I get what you mean now, right? I'm not gonna lie. I might have just
and it doesn't have the excuse that a lot of other UFO table stuff has.
I might have just gotten in with a lot of hype, right? For this, because Demon Slayer is a movie train. It was the best-selling anime movie of all time, right?
Also, did you see the dog shit blood splatter effects? Yeah. That's every time they slice into those.
Okay, here's the thing.
Like, they just put like 3D asset. It's like the store-bought Unity asset blood splatter stuff. I'm just like,
here's the thing. I don't know if I don't know if I would call anything that I just saw bad, but I understand what you mean when you say.
So I agree. It's not actually bad, but it's immersion breaking. It's not on the quality of a masterpiece.
I was saying before you fucking cut me off because you want to fucking talk at the time. God damn it! But I get what you mean by it's jarring.
Yeah, and that jarring effect makes it non-masterpiece worthy, thus below the 10 mark. Well, actually, the movie managed to keep the emotional and narrative aspects so well that it maintained a masterpiece level anyways through that shit. But the show doesn't. The show doesn't maintain the stuff that actually keeps me ignoring this shit. So it really disrupted my ability to enjoy it as much this time around.
Okay, yes. Do not agree it's bad. Do agree it's jarring.
Well, remember, I also wouldn't say it's actually on a technical level bad. It's just jarring and makes the show worse, or makes the whole work worse for it.
Yeah. Okay. I will agree that alone makes it below the entertainment district.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: it's entertainment district's animation is still at or above the quality of most anime. In fact, it's far above the most anime. I just don't agree that it's above season 1's animation, especially season 1 at best.
Listen, if you thought that it was below standard animation, I would have not continued this podcast with you. I would have released the episode saying that the podcast is over. Obviously, the argument is what is better, season 1 or entertainment district?
Season 1 by far, not even contest.
No, I don't think I agree with that.
Okay, so let's look first because it's easier for me to defend this. So it's also going to be easier for you to attack me on this on the subjective level. On the subjective level, I personally enjoy season 1's animation and animation quality.
Okay, to be fair,
better than season. I'm going to call it season 3. Entertainment District is season 3.
Yeah. Okay, fair. Also, I did make that claim that you would. I didn't make that claim that. Like,
I know, but Derek said that he probably disagreed that it was the best period. That's why I tried to introduce Derek's opinion earlier, because Derek's was even more extreme than yours. Remember, Derek was like, "Nah, this blows season 1 out of the water." You did temper that. You did tell me I would probably like, specifically when I brought up the emotion of a scene. You told me I would. You were pretty certain I was gonna like season 1 more, but you still said season 3 was better animated.
Yeah.
You made the claim on an objective level that had better animation.
Yes.
And that's what I'm disagreeing with you on today.
No. I assume that. I don't think I think both of us can agree that on an emotion level, it is.
Yeah. So on my subjective level, which should be the easier one for you to argue against, honestly, in my opinion, I prefer season 1 hugely because the animation works in Congress with multiple other aspects: the narrative, the music, the sound, the emotional denouement of episode 19. Everything in those scenes works to make the animation mean more and way more heavily towards being masterful to me. It's the use of animation is not in a vacuum. It is actually in with everything else, and even in a vacuum. Even if we weren't going to say on an objective level, the animation can be judged on how it's also interacting with the sound, music, and sound and music are two different things in anime. In fact, I should say sound, voice, and music, as well as the writing or narrative. Not only are all of those, I think you could make objective measurements for, so you can measure how well an animation would connect to the themes of a thing by seeing if it visually represents a theme. You could say whether or not it matches up with the auditory cues, so the sound effects, with the auditory cues in music, with the auditory cues of voice, and with the explicit or implicit sub or meta narratives as well. You could do all of these things, and you could measure those connections objectively. You can say this represents this, and this is why. I would include all those in objective measurement, not just subjective. Subjective would be how well it does those connections. Objective would be that it makes those connections. I could objectively defend season 1's animation as making those connections much more often than season 3. Subjectively, I also enjoyed those connections much more in season 1 than in season 3. And even more so, though, I think you can take animation completely out of everything else. No sound, no themes, no anything. And just compare episode 19 to, say, the equivalent height of the fight in season 3. And I would still argue that episode 19 is above the best moment of the best fight in season 3. In just animation alone. And you know why? Because Ufotable couldn't help themselves. They Ufotabled. They Ufotabled the fuck out of shit. And while that looks real cool in the moment when you're stringing together a bunch of fights after a 8 episode in a row fight scene, some Dragon Ball Z levels of fight, even though you can say it looks pretty cool in the moment, the problem is that it doesn't look very congruent with the rest of the show. So if you take the animation completely out of all of the rest and level just objective criticism at it, the best episode in episode 19 of season 1 versus the best episode of the second to last episode of
episode 9 or 10. It's one of those two.
Sure. I'm going to be able to point out way more objective flaws with the animation style being presented between foreground and background, with the transitions between 2D and 3D environments, with the transition between 2D and 3D effects, with the transition between movement and position of characters, all of those. I'll be able to make objective arguments on all of those points before even getting to the subjective bits that they also make it seem worse to me. So because it has so many more objective incongruities, I'm going to make the objective statement that the animation is of lower quality. It is less masterfully done because they shove too much bullshit in. They cut too fast and have too many inconsistencies. The use of space is nowhere near as good. Characters are flying. They're not actually stepping. You can watch their feet go for huge moments in the best animated bits without ever moving. In the best peaks of the fucking fights. They stop animating characters for huge parts in ways that I will never be able to level those accusations at episode 19. The use of 2D and 3D dives in and out, with the exception of one part. My least favorite character's fight scene actually is much more congruent in this sense, mainly because the art style around him is so based in 2D art. What's his name? Yellow kimono.
Zenitsu?
Yeah, Zenitsu. I will say Zenitsu is the most consistently animated character of this arc.
Wow, I'm surprised because you have a fucking burning hatred for him.
Well, I don't have a burning hatred. I have a burning dislike. I don't think he belongs in this anime, and I still don't. I still think it's weak as fuck that he's asleep for the last 9 episodes of fucking anime.
I need to know his opinion on how he was asleep for like the majority of this fucking arc.
It's fucking stupid. I still hate everything narratively about this character, and I hate that they keep framing him and Nezuko as if they're gonna be a thing. I hate that. I hate every bit of that. Also, I am shocked that there isn't more of a Habu. I'm surprised there wasn't more bite back against this anime now.
Why?
Because their treatment of Nezuko and the entertainment district is some of borderline the most sexist shit I've seen in an anime without actually confronting the sexism of it in a long ass time.
Are you talking about her transformation?
I'm not just talking about her transformation, though that's part of it. I'm not just talking about how her character is written and portrayed, or the fact that she's a perpetually silent protagonist, or the secondary main character that has no voice, and that she's literally gagged for 90% of it. Not even talking about any of that, which is all old stuff. No. Also, they had an opportunity to have primary main female on female interaction at night in the entertainment district where demons can browse, do whatever the fuck they want all the time, where that's explicitly why the main villain's getting away with shit, and they don't have Nezuko have a single fucking thing to do until the fucking final fight. Fuck that shit. This show is actually trash. This anime is trash. This manga is trash. It's poorly written, and I think this show is showing more and more flaws as it goes on.
Oh shit.
I'm starting to think that every season the show goes on, I'm going to rate it another peg lower. Not only that, but they lost the main fucking theme of the main character. You know what didn't happen this time around? We didn't get any fucking villain backgrounds until the last fucking episode when they all died again. And only for the main two, and only at the last minute. And that's kind of dog shit because they killed a whole bunch of people before that. They didn't keep with the main character's theme until they went, oh right, let's bring it back to the very last second and cover it real quick before their heads disintegrate, before their heads have been around for 2 full episodes, before they're fucking okay. And then let's get to some of the other shit. Oh my fucking god, oh my god. Just wait.
I want to state for the record, I actually extremely like this. No, the only thing I'm probably online with Bugfang about is the Nezuko treatment. I thought that was that shit needs to be addressed, and it's funny that the anime community isn't addressing it. But I'm used to the anime community being trash. But go on with your rant. Keep going on with your rant.
All right. So let's also, can we just acknowledge?
Real quick, the reason why you didn't see more backlash at that was, I'm not gonna lie, this made me show the transformation scene, and how many people hopped on that made me showed me how many people actually probably wanted to bang Nezuko. And I know we had.
I told you that. I told you how many people wanted to bang Nezuko. I told you.
Okay, I know we had the cover.
We've had this argument before. I fucking told you.
We had the conversation before, right? And we even had the conversation earlier about the whole sexualization of characters, but I think me and you can both agree that we don't want to see Nezuko sexualized for other reasons other than like the ones that we specified.
I don't want certain versions of Nezuko sexualized. I think the version that they showed with the transformation is perfectly fine to sexualize. It was a clearly adult woman with clearly adult features doing clearly adult things. In a clearly adult context, in a clearly adult and explicitly adult environment.
Okay, to be fair,
that like literally every single thing. So this is the conversation you didn't want to have, Isaiah. Why you bring everything they did to portray Nezuko made her an adult.
Stop! That's not where I was going with this. I just it's not even that. It's removed from that. It's like way more personal. It's like the rule, it's just based on that rule of just like no.
Don't fuck the cute kid.
Huh? Not even that. It's just like it's Nezuko. That's just like the whole meme thing of just like
I think in an ideal world, I would want to make Nezuko the best girl and also feel romantic things about her. I think in an ideal world, the entertainment district would have given me the opportunity to see her grow as a character, and in the same way that our main character is clearly an adult male in his world, I think we could have seen her be a mature adult female in her world, that we could have seen her grow into and easily grow into and even grow in conflict with many of the themes of her world around womanhood. And I think they could have adapted that really well in this arc in particular. I think in a better world, I would be much, much more down to sexualize Nezuko because of the maturity of how she was written and portrayed. The problem is that we don't live in that world. We live in a world where she's a mute child who sometimes has adult woman characteristics. And that also doesn't have any agency in herself. Either bodily autonomy nor mental or even verbal agency in any way, shape, or form, as far as we can tell. And even when she is, quote unquote, let free or let loose, it is framed antagonistically in the themes, narrative, and explicitly in the writing and portrayal in the show. Heck, they seem to have forgotten that she's also been hypnotized to see all humans as her family, and conveniently forgot that she was hypnotized and had that completely ignored in this arc, which is weird because they never discounted that before. They never covered the fact that she wasn't hypnotized. In fact, they very explicitly shown us the hypnotization in effect before. And in the same context as it was in this. So it makes no sense that it didn't work this time. So literally everything about the writing of the show just broke down around Nezuko. Everything.
I totally forgot that happened. I forgot
that
she was hypnotized.
So did the creators. So did the writers, right? Yeah, she's hypnotized to see all other people as members of her family. All of the humans, specifically.
I wish you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, and they had her explicitly look at it, and I thought they were going to do it. I thought they were going to show her having the bloodlust, and then they were going to transition to, like, behind her eyes again and show that she was looking at a family member, but then maybe explain that the bloodlust was so extreme that she wanted to kill her family member. Or, alternatively, show that the bloodlust was actually still just she wanted to fight, and actually maybe she knew the fight wasn't over and was trying to get back into it. But no, they actually just completely ignored it and actually made it out that she was just a rabid dog and had to be emotionally manipulated and put down again, and then literally put to sleep and in a box again. They literally ignored all of their writing buildups and presuppositions to have negative, they had like regression of character for no reason.
I wish you didn't tell me that.
Yeah. So now you don't like this as much. You see, I told you I was going to be able to get you on this. I told you we were going to have words, and that I disagree with you guys about this shit.
No, the Nezuko thing is the only thing that
it's not the only thing, dude. I can start going into more shit if you want.
No.
You want to get on the fact that, like, the one flamboyant, clearly gay-coded character in this fucking show apparently has 3 wives, and they're also his servants, and also maybe slaves, and that he explicitly sells them as sex slaves, and then they get abducted, and it's not until literally 2/3 of them are almost killed that he even does anything about it, and that he first tries to kidnap other girls in order to also sell them as sex slaves, and then instead dresses up little boys as sex slaves and sells them.
The kidnapping of the girl is bad.
Girls.
The kidnapping of the little girl.
One of them was a complete non-combatant, even.
Yes, I agree that was bad and that was not okay.
Everything else about that was bad and not okay, too.
Everything else was for the greater good of the world and to save people from the Jesus. Really? Him taking on 3 wives was for the good of the world? In what way? He loves his wives.
First of all, no, he loves one of his wives. Second of all, he treats one of his wives as a child. He doesn't have a single speaking line with one of his wives, and the other wife is his real wife.
No, he doesn't.
Sorry, you're right. He has 3 speaking lines, and they're all because she initiates the conversation because she had just come from being kidnapped.
No,
Yeah,
there's
you're
not.
right.
They have a whole interaction. There's a whole backstory. Don't act like
You're right, and in that backstory, one of the wives is completely ignored, while the other two, one of them is acting like a child the whole time, and the other one is his real wife that he has an actual conversation with.
no. He has conversations with them. They had a whole little picnic.
No, you cannot tell me one thing about wife number 3's character at all.
Why are you labeling them as wife number 3? I don't even know which one. Like, I don't even know how they would number
So
them.
wife number 1 is the real wife, and you know which one I'm talking about. Wife number 2 is the child wife, and you know which one I'm talking about. And wife number 3 has no character, and you know which one I'm talking about. Don't lie.
I'm not lying. I think that you are honestly looking at it at a very what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for?
Third wave feminist perspective.
No. You very look at it as a very toxic masculinity level that you're so shallow to not delve, that you're not willing to delve deeper within this fucking character aspects, that you are projecting yourself on that character that you would only literally see them as objects. When in reality, he truly does care about them and wants to say.
I don't think I called them objects at any point.
You know it was heavily implied. Seeing the fact,
I told you that he sold them as if they were objects.
You said that he sold them to slavery.
I did. I didn't say I thought they were objects. I told you that the narrative thought they were objects.
Yeah, well, you interpreted the narrative.
Or even more specifically, that a character within the narrative treated them like objects.
Yeah, well, you interpreted it as such.
Which he does. He only recruits people to go get his property back.
To be fair, I would recruit people to get my wives back that I cared about.
Yeah, but that's what we're talking about.
Would you not do everything that you would to get back the people that you loved?
I honestly don't think.
Taken?
I honestly don't think he thinks of them as people.
I think he does.
That's wrong. He thinks of one of them as a person.
I think you probably. I think you does. I think you just.
He cares about exactly one of them at all.
He cares about all three.
And I'm still pretty sure he's gay.
Okay, that I'm not 100% sure about. You could be right on that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm still pretty sure he coded very explicitly as gay, as flamboyant and effeminate, and I'm fairly certain he hasn't had sex with any of his 3 extremely sexually pleasing wives.
Yeah, that also I don't know as well.
Yeah. Also, one of his wives is definitely his child and not a wife. No. Yeah, she's kind of his child. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
One of his wives is a complete stranger. One of them is a child, and the other one is his wife.
I don't know. I don't know if you want to see it like that. I think you really break it down. Listen. Just say that you don't support people who are into polygamy. It's fine.
Oh, but here's the thing. I do.
But
I'm all down for a healthy polygamy.
It doesn't sound like you want.
I'm not down for a explicit. I think they literally call him physically superior in one scene where they say the shinobi of his clan are physically superior to the shunin or junin, whatever the fuck they call the women of their clan, and they do explicitly say that shinobi are men and jonin are women in this scene, and that they give the jonin to the shonen as fodder for slave combat, and that he uses his 3 slaves as wives because he's in a rebellion against the traditional norms of his shinobi upbringing. But as far as we can tell, because they didn't actually dive further on that or give him much actual character background, it's literally just because I felt emotionally repressed as a boy, and they kind of code it to be he was sexually repressed as a boy, that I wanted to come out as flamboyant and gay, and so I did, and now I have 3 wives, and I'm totally not gay. Pretty sure that's exactly what they said.
Yeah, all I'm hearing is just like so much projection. No reason. It's okay, Alex. I'm here for you.
I mean, I wish I were that gay. Damn. I wish I was so gay I had 3 wives. Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, it sounded like you didn't enjoy this.
What's weird is I rated it a 7, which is good.
Yeah, but it didn't sound like
So I did. I enjoyed it a lot. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed binging it a lot. It got me back into the anime. It's actually, I think, the first thing I watched on this list. I went and watched all through this real hard. It was really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I don't know.
It was just also it took up what was a masterpiece and man, it just fucked. It just fucked it. It fucked the narrative and themes pretty hard, and it wasn't on par, especially in Demon Slayer has the strongest emotional core. Demon Slayer Season 1 and Mugen Train have the strongest emotional core of any of the shonen I've ever watched. That includes Juju. It has a stronger emotional core than Jujutsu Kaisen. It's not technically better on animation quality than Juju. Episode 19 might be on par with the second or third best moments in Juju. In terms of pure animation quality. But in terms of overall quality, episode 19 is above. It uses an emotional core to go above and beyond the quality of almost anything else in all of the anime. And Mugen Train did a very similar thing. The show has the potential to make you feel really, really deep and really, really hard about characters and ideas. And this season didn't execute on that. You know what happened when I watched episode 19? I cried.
Bitch.
You know what happens when I watch Mugen Train, the movie? I cried.
Bitch.
You know what happens when I watch Mugen Train, the TV show? Not much.
Pussy.
I kind of felt a bit teary at one point.
Pussy.
But mainly just because I was remembering how the movie made me feel. And season 3 didn't even give me that. Entertainment District doesn't have a single moment that made me tear up at all. Yes. It let me down big time.
Kind of sounds like you a bitch.
So what's your defense of season 3? I've made my defense.
It's great, and you're just a coomer.
Good argument.
Nah, I'm not okay. I'm not gonna lie. At least in terms of the animation, you were talking. At least like for the animation part, I sat there and I'm like, damn. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I don't disagree with any of this. I like sat there and I'm just like, yeah. No, this was definitely like shonen throwing shit at wall fight. I think subjectively I still liked it because while I got the most emotional attachment, that fight scene literally made me jump out of my fucking seat and I got so hyped out of it. I definitely had the more bigger emotional reaction. It's just season 1 hit a deeper part, but in my perspective, it's the one I talk about. It's the one I talk about more. So at least subjectively, I still like the entertainment district, but objectively, I at least can see it on the animation.
You know what's really sad? The emotional arc should have been that synergistic moment where both of the heads are cut at the same time, but it's ruined in the same way the TV show ruins Mugen Train. The moment where Zenitsu goes to cut the head off of the demon sister and has the lightning god third strike.
Yeah.
That scene is drawn out for half of the rest of the episode while the other fight continues. While the other beheading is also drawn out at a snail's pace and just stopped for entire moments so that 2 people can scream. while his sword doesn't even move against his neck.
No, but it looks so
And then they can exposit a bunch of shit. And
it looks so good.
that's the thing, though. It doesn't. I'm looking at this. What part of this looks so great?
Bro,
It's still characters not moving on a background that's not dynamic, that also doesn't fit the animation of the characters in the foreground, with a mix of 2D and 3D special effects going on that also do not match the animation style of either the foreground or background, with these weird red tinges on the edge of the screen, as if they're trying to frame the fight in the middle, except for it's also breaking the framing. All while being covered in like gravity lines from bullshit blood magic. Like it's literally not good looking. No, they're gravity lines. The blood lines don't start until like the 14-minute mark, and this is going from like the 13-minute mark on. Like I'm literally watching right now. The bloodlines don't start for a while, and then when the bloodlines do start, they're wild, erratic. They don't match what's happening in either the canon or. This is garbage. Okay. And again, they don't match the fore or background or the character animation. Okay. Also, the main villain's weapons look dog shit. The main villain is like. Has that cartoonish overacting kabuki like that I fucking just find boring.
I think you know
what? The main woman goes from being
fuck you.
Sorry, go. Sorry.
I agree with the 9 out of 10 times that kabuki I think it sometimes ruins shit. I think it personally fits this character, and at least how he was portrayed in the manga. How
about the main villain? How do you like the main villain? The girl is the main villain. Don't lie to yourself. It's not the fucking evil twin that comes out in the second last episode. It's the girl. So the girl's entire character is ruined as the moment the boy comes out. They literally go from having her be the mastermind that's been around for multiple decades and takes on different names, and who is clearly being played as both intelligent and scheming, who is cruel and vindictive and obsessed with beauty, but also cool and collected, and flies off the handle, but tempers that flying off the handle with her scheming the entire time. And then in the last 2 episodes is just portrayed as a whiny, crying baby child who can't think or do anything herself, and who is explicitly called a dumbass by both herself and her brother. And all the main characters within about 15 minutes of her transformation.
I'm not gonna lie, I was upset in the manga. I was hoping they could have somewhat rectified it here, but this kind of
also that means the only other woman of power we've seen in the anime that hasn't been killed by Tanjiro, because there was another intelligent female that was killed by Tanjiro early on. But the only intelligent women in this anime that we've ever seen were all people Tanjiro has murdered because they were all evil.
No.
Also, this one wasn't even touched in the end.
Wait, no. They're still.
Oh, sorry. The one doctor lady who's also a demon, by the way, not traditional.
I would say Shinobu also counts as very intelligent.
But is also an antagonist. She's okay. So there are no good guy. There are no like good as in like heroic, intelligent females in the show.
Shinobu.
So is Shinobu the butterfly?
The butterfly chick.
Yeah, no, she's an antagonist. She's portrayed as a villain in season 1.
What the fuck are you talking about?
She literally almost kills Nezuko and leads to the capture and almost pre whatever trial they give them executioner. Also, she's portrayed as cold poison. Her entire thing is poison. She's okay. If we want to talk about sexist themes, the fact that women are always portrayed as poisoners is a big thing in fiction. And also in reality, even though that there's a bit of a bias in that. They literally call her weak. She has a different type of sword because she's too weak to swing a katana. So instead, she swings a needle with poison on it.
Okay, but like all the women.
Also, she's portrayed as a villain. She's not portrayed as a hero.
They quickly fix that like 2 episodes later.
No, they don't. They have a trial, and guess what? No, I'm sorry. Until Mugen Train, all of the Hashira are portrayed as antagonists to the main character. They're not protagonists.
What the fuck? No, not all of them.
The only Hashira that's not a antagonist is the same one that saved him at the very beginning, before we ever knew he was a Hashira. The one with no emotions.
I remember.
The other one who's dressed similarly to Tanjiro.
No, okay, no, that's not true. There's the love Hashira. That's not necessarily
the love Hashira is absolutely an antagonist in that.
Not an antagonist, and also literally 2 episodes later, they fixed that shit by like Shinobu and Tanjiro on the roof, and as like Shinobu like giving her like talking to Tanjiro, being like, I really do hope that like
she does, and they portray her a whole character. Okay.
No, bro.
You're right. In the very last episode of season 1, you're right. They do portray her as a more.
I would say most of the Hashira are more seen as indifferent. The only one I'm willing to give you as antagonist is
there are like 4 that are explicitly antagonistic.
The Wind Hashira and the Snake Hashira. That is the only ones I'm willing to give you that.
So the crying Buddha guy, clearly antagonistic. The Wind Hashira, what?
I would say he's more different. I would not call him an antagonist.
No, he's straight up like, nope, fucking kill the bitch. He also before this season, what's his name? The one we got in this season, the flamboyant one. He wasn't strictly antagonistic before this. And he was antagonistic at the beginning of this. And I would argue he's still an antagonistic character throughout it. He's an antagonist. The Wind Hashira is an antagonist. The Snake Hashira is an antagonist. The Love Hashira is an antagonist. She doesn't side with them.
She doesn't side with anyone. She's like indifferent about it.
No, that's not true. That's not true. She actually states her outright love of the people around her, of her fellow Hashira, and sides with them against those two. It's not until after her boss says otherwise that she turns the tide, and then she's indifferent. She's actually antagonistic to them, along with the others.
She was indifferent for most of it. I feel like her more thing was she just wanted people to stop fighting.
She wanted her favorite people to stop fighting. She didn't care about the others.
The Mist Hashira is indifferent about it. He just doesn't care. But I wouldn't even call him antagonist or protagonist. He's just kind of there. Snake and Wind, I'm willing to give you. They were outright fucking antagonistic. Remembering, I might be willing to give you the Stone Dude because I remember he wasn't as aggressive, but I think he sided with them. It's hard to argue because I know shit from the manga that you don't.
Listen, I don't care about how their future portrayals make them out to be. As they've been depicted in the past, they were antagonistic as a force to them, certainly. The Hashira are not portrayed as protagonistic in season 1. They are portrayed as antagonistic.
As a collective, sure. Individually, it's harder. I will agree.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Individually, it gets slightly more complicated.
Yes.
On a one-by-one level, some of them start more antagonistic than others, and some of them keep their antagonistic natures more than others.
Yes.
But as a whole, they're certainly antagonistic.
Okay, yes.
They're antagonistic, and you know how we know they're antagonistic? Because the main character is tied up on the floor, having an argument with all of them, and he's losing the argument.
Okay, no, fair.
He's losing the argument against all of them.
Okay, no, fair. I will say, it's fine. As a collective, yes, I can admit that they're at least antagonistic. At least their season 1 portrayal set them up to be antagonistic.
Also, you're straight up wrong. I'm rewatching the dub right now. The first words out of the Sound Hashira, the flamboyant one that we know, is, in that case, I'll be glad to decapitate him. Flamboyant.
I never disagree with the Sound Hashira.
He wants to execute him immediately and wants to show flamboyant bloodstray.
I didn't disagree with the Sound Hashira. I just genuinely didn't know.
Love Hashira's first words are, it's a shame that they killed such an adult child. It pains my heart, but we should do it. It's literally that her heart is pained that they're killing a cute kid, but that she gets that they need to do it. And this is an internal thought. This is not said out to the other characters.
I know. She doesn't really.
They all vote to cut the girl up. By the way, the Stone Hashira says it's a pitiful sight, and the boy is pitiful. The boy is a poor soul, and that they shouldn't have been born at all, and that they both should be executed. The Mist Hashira doesn't even pay attention to the whole thing.
Yeah, that's why I said
he's like, what shape is that cloud? Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he's just gonna whatever.
Literally, everyone else sides to execute them outright. Everyone, all of them, they all agree to execute them. That's they're clearly set up as antagonistic in nature, and some of them are excited for it. This is before the snake charmer guy just got in, and he's like, "Yeah, let's do it quick. Let's do it."
No, I'm like Sound and Snake. I never disagreed. They're straight up just assholes. I swear to God, there was more internal fighting.
Oh damn! Check this out. The first words the Love Hashira actually says, the snake guy antagonizes her into saying something, and she turns coat almost immediately, and immediately her internal dialogue changes from "it's a shame to kill this poor child" to "I love Snake Boy. I agree. We should do whatever he says."
Oh my God.
Literally, even your one defensive option is just straight up no, antagonistic in nature.
Fine. Fuck yourself.
Literally, the only one on their side is the Water Hashira, and he's not speaking either.
Go fuck yourself. Fine.
And the rest of them are talking about penalizing him for being against them too. Butterfly Girl literally says, "And let's come up with a penalty for him later." Immediately. Just right off the bat. Like, literally, they're all antagonists, dude. You cannot say that.
I feel like at this point, you're just gonna start looking for reasons to hate.
I'm not even looking. I'm just letting it continue.
You're just gonna bring up all the negative. Can you ever be positive? Can you ever be positive about anything? Fuck.
Listen. Yeah, I'm positive.
No, you're not.
I gave that show a 10 out of 10.
Problem with a show that brings it down from your 9-10 range, and you're like, nope, fuck this show now. I'm gonna lambast this show. I'm going to drag it down to the ground because
I didn't say these are problems with this show. I think it's great that the Hashira are antagonistic in nature to Tanjiro. I love that. I think it makes a lot of sense that they are. You know what also doesn't make a lot of sense though? I'm starting to wonder why some of the characters don't accept, say, becoming demons at this point. I'm starting to wonder why everyone's turning down the whole becoming demon thing, unless they are explicitly framing Nezuko as a villain for being a demon at this point. At this point, I actually think that's going to be the claim, is that Nezuko is definitionally a villain for being a demon. She has an internal nature that can't be helped, and that she has no actual agency of her own.
Baby boy. If you're question, I'm going to say is this: if you're questioning that now, season 3 is gonna piss you off.
You mean season 4?
Season 4. Season 3 part 2 is gonna piss you off. Not
season 4. We got a trailer for it, didn't we? The sword arc, the sword
village.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, it's probably my least favorite.
Damn, that sucks.
It does.
So what you're saying is, my opinion of the show, which I just expressed why is going down, is only going to go down further?
Let me just say this. You might like this. I don't know if it'll change it. If they keep to the consistency of sticking with the manga, you are absolutely going to despise the finale arc.
Sorry that.
You're good.
Sorry, can you repeat that? Sorry. Cough thing.
You might like this depending on how they do it. You are if they keep towards the manga, I'm like 95% sure you are going to despise the final arc. And there is I will say this too. Not a big spoiler, right? But there is a particular scene in the Sword Village arc where I know the internet's going to lose their shit. Because
okay, give me a hint as to why.
It is something that I think a lot of people want to see, and I think a lot of people were. The show's been building up to it. Oh, actually, let me explain this. The show's been building up to it, but not in the way that you think it's building up to it. Because literally, I read the panel, I got hype, I read 2 pages next, and I was woefully disappointed. The actual scene, I think, is great. The outcome of this scene frustrated the fuck out of me. And this is the line I said, and I'm gonna leave it at this. The line I said when I read the scene after, when I got hype, was, where the fuck has this been? Where the fuck was this plot point? And for me, that was the point where the story for me went, ooh, and I'm like, oh, like, that's when it turned from, wow, this is a very well executed, I enjoyed this story, to, what the fuck? Still fun, but what the fuck?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I have no clue what any of that really means, but interesting.
And you know what? If we get there, it'll definitely take probably like a few years, right? Maybe 2 years. I'm gonna bet. Probably because this season, and maybe the next season, and then like I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if Final Arc got turned into a movie, honestly. But we're gonna need to talk about that because I am putting a lot of weight on you right now. I am putting a lot of weight on you to hopefully have me understand, to hopefully make it better for me. But I don't think you can. Dude. I think you're either...
Okay, you know what's sad? Yeah. Okay, can I take a shot in the dark? I'm going to take a real shot in the dark, and I swear to God, I don't want to be right about where this is going.
I'm not gonna lie. I depending on your answer, I might have to just tell you. I'm just giving you fair warning. You can give me shit. That's a fair warning.
How about this? Just tell me yes or no. Does it have to do with Tanjiro's powers?
Surprisingly, no.
All right, cool. Then then my fear is a little bit assuaged.
Well,
okay, what does it involve?
Do you want me to do you want me
as broad as possible without actual spoiler? Like, don't spoil what it is, just subject wise or theme wise or narrative wise. What are we covering? What is, not what is the particular spoiler, just what is the topic of spoilation here? What is the topic you think I will need to explain to you, or that I will dislike so much?
2 things.
If it's not power set, that tells me it's a narrative thing.
Overall, Oh, well, kind of. So there's another thing that I thought of to this too. Okay, so overall power system and
So that is the power set thing.
well, yeah, but like not it
So
just
my fear on the power set, I'll say this since you said power system, is explicitly how I'm afraid Tanjiro's power set breaks the power system they set up with the Mugen Train movie.
no,
That's not what you're afraid of.
no,
Really?
yes,
Okay, then continue.
yes. Well, wait, hold on. Baby, it wasn't what I thought of originally, but I thought of something. But I found it. I found it okay. I didn't think it was a problem. You might find it a problem.
That the sun breathing form is the origin of all of the forms? Is
No.
that where we're going? Okay.
No.
That's where I suspect I'll have a problem with this.
Wait.
Origin, I suspect my problem is going to come from, just from what I can tell, because remember, I don't read ahead in Demon Slayer. I'm having a sneaking suspicion based off of this arc and how they explain sun breathing now. That the explanation of sun breathing being the origin of all breathing forms is going to piss me off, because I think it will break the system they've set up, because I think it ignores the limitations and rules of it. That's also just based off of the fucking, like, 2 lines they tell us about. They literally make the claim that sun breathing is the origin of all breathing forms. And they do a bunch of fucky shit at the end of this one. And then they also have a passing comment on why his sword being black is still a bit fucky, and it's that he can't choose between 2 forms, and I have sneaking suspicions about the color of his sword later in the series that I really don't want to get into right now, because if you react in any way to them, will spoil that for me. And also, I don't think I'm gonna like where they go with that anyways.
How do you want me to approach this?
I don't really know. How do you think it would be best approached?
I don't know. I'm gonna be
honest. Know this. Am I anywhere near in the ballpark of what you were thinking about now that we've gotten into it a little bit more?
Do you actually want me to tell you?
Yeah, tell me if I'm in the ballpark.
I want you to. I want a. You really want me to tell you?
Yeah, just tell me if I'm in the ballpark.
Let's just say your Babe Ruth.
Doesn't that mean I hit it out of the ballpark? So I'm not in the ballpark. He had a lot of home runs, my guy. Are you saying that I hit the nail on the head?
I don't know how to answer that.
You can answer it honestly.
Yeah. Okay,
so Isaiah.
No, at this point, do you want me to just tell you? I just
No, because I'm afraid I already know. I don't want you to confirm it. Okay, Isaiah. Oh, man. This is the... Okay. I'm okay with you telling me about it if your answer to this is the answer I don't like. Does this have to do with my hate of power creeping?
No.
Okay, then don't spoil it for me.
Wait, does it? Wait, hold on.
No.
Wait, hold on. I had to think. Huh. Wait, hold on. Wait. Let's see. Better get that. Huh. Uh. 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 Uh.
What is this? What is going on right now?
I no longer don't know. I no longer know. Because I'm not gonna lie, there was another aspect that I forgot happened as well.
Oh man. Okay. I mean, speaking of another aspect, do you remember the last time we actually talked about this? I just got hit by like a synesthesia effect. Do you remember last time we talked about this specific topic? About like I think it was when we finished season 1. And talked about then, where I made a prediction about where I think the power comes from in the Hashira system.
Oh God, what did you think the power system came from? Do you remember?
So I was really afraid they had to do with the scar on Tanjiro's head, and this season made me more afraid of that. That it has to do with like a reincarnation cycle thing, and that specifically they're getting the powers from like themselves, and I was gonna hate that.
Wait, would you?
Sorry. Okay, so
I want to say it again.
So my prediction was something like the fact that there are these like things like the recognition of the earrings as a symbol and the scar on Tanjiro's forehead, and I think even the checkered coat were all things that the demons seem to pick up on real quick. More specifically, that the main villain picked up on real quick, and that that he was being targeted on things that had specifically been passed down to him, but not just from one generation, not just from his dad, but from multiple generations, and that the whole passing down, the like breathing effect that predates whatever fucking dog shit single religion that they don't have a shrine for, and now with the introduction to like the origin of all breathing forms being the Sundance shit. And the fact that they seem to actually explicitly show a past life of Tanjiro's in this season, I'm starting to be afraid that my original prediction is getting more and more true.
Alex, wait, keep talking real quick. I gotta use the bathroom.
Okay. So
break down.
What up?
Break down your full idea for the audience, and I'll come back.
All right. So my full audience. And I can't just say what I remember because now I've like incorporated all the information from the most recent season in my head. So spoiler prediction and or spoiler for season 3 certainly, although you've already heard a bunch of those. But like my original prediction was framed as Tanjiro specifically was getting like the reincarnated powers of a god or something. And that there were markings or like the head priest of God or maybe someone touched by God, whatever. And that he was either, especially when the Hashira system got involved and like we saw the flame Hashira's dead, that either things are like reincarnating souls and powers into people very explicitly, which is why there seems to be one for each type or subtype. Although I'm glad they started to break away from that a little bit with season 3, because they seem to explain that new subtypes were developing all the time. Although that then also calls into question some of the things like the sword colors and how those are unique. But if a subtype can be a mixture of two other types subcategories, then why would a subtype get a unique color, but Tanjiro's mixture of like sun breathing and water breathing not get its own color? Since he seems to be dedicated to both, which leads to my fears about his eventual color that might end up occurring. But anyway, but my original prediction was that they were specifically and why this was reincarnation and not just like fated future or chosen one stuff was explicitly because he wasn't just fulfilling a prophecy by having things, but that these things were passed down from him and were also exhibited by previous iterations of forms, such as his father specifically. And then we saw a very similar thing with the Flame Hashira and his dad, about how their characteristics seem to be passed down too. Their their love of flair, specific energies, as well as their professions and specialties, and apparently also their exact fighting styles. That all of these seem to be iterative as opposed to predictive in nature. So, given iterative shit and mythology, it's my prediction. I'm really hoping I'm wrong, but it's looking more and more right since we got some scenes of a past Hashira, I suspect, with checkered coat, earrings, and a scar. Is that they're literally doing reincarnation shit, and that he's either a reincarnation of a sun god or a high priest of a sun god or something. That part is new because of the sun breathing introduction.
Okay. Okay. I can at least say this. I don't know if you want it. If you want a yes or no. Do you want some yes or no or no?
I don't know. Do I?
That's totally up to you, mate.
Given that I don't want what I predicted, do I want?
Okay, so I'm gonna say this, just because you know.
Yep.
No, he is not a reincarnation.
Okay, then that breaks my theory. What the fuck is that noise? You just said no, he's not a reincarnation.
Yeah, he's not a reincarnation. That doesn't mean that
Isaiah, if you say there's time travel in this, I'm gonna slap you.
No, there's no, absolutely not. There is not time travel in this. I can 1000% agree that there's not time travel in this. To an extent. I'm joking. I can drop this zero time travel. Wait, actually, hold Okay. No, okay.
I can't tell how much you're fucking with me or not.
Okay. Not time travel. It doesn't matter. It plays into the weird ending shit that everyone was weird about. But it's not time travel though. It's not time travel, I promise.
Okay, it's not time travel, and it's not reincarnation.
Well,
I guess I don't really want to know what it is then, because it's going to be a surprise. Cool.
Okay. Right.
What is it? What you keep making these sounds? What the fuck is? Okay, just what is it? What is it?
Now,
not what is it specifically, but like, what are these sounds for? What is why?
Because listening to what the story could do to piss you off. I'm just hearing it, and I'm laughing because I no longer know how you're going to react, because there's just a lot. I'll say that much. There's a lot, and unless they decide going down the deviation route away from the manga, yeah, I think it's gonna all really be left up to execution, honestly.
I don't know what any of that means, dude.
But that's how you want it, though.
I guess so.
Like you want to know, but you don't want to know. So my best way is to give you at least something to make you worry or to make you want to watch it, but without telling you. This is the best way that I can do that for you. You know I'm right. You're not fighting back because you know I'm right.
All right, how about this? What direction does because you keep hinting that I'm going to be pissed off by something. The only other thing I told you will piss me off is the power creep shit. How bad does the power creep get in your opinion?
Not terrible. It's still, I would say overall, like it's not a problem.
Oh, You're right. It's not a problem because you're right. There's adequate setup for that, I guess.
Yeah, like at least the way
sun breathing.
At least
I just got it. I don't know why it just clicked.
What?
I've been thinking what the fuck you could mean by like what I might get pissed off. There's not extreme power creep, and it's not the fucking like bullshit past reiteration shit. Then like, what could it be that could piss me off? I don't think this will actually piss me off. I think you might be wrong. Does it have to do with the fact that sun breathing is sun breathing? Which sounds stupid, but hold on a second.
Explain to me.
So I just realized, I don't know why it took so fucking long for this to click in my head. Sun breathing would be special against demons, or special as the origin to demon slaying breathing forms, because demons are weak to the sun, right? Like that's the whole thing. They can't survive in sunlight.
Yeah. These demons can canonically not survive in sunlight.
Well, all demons in this world cannot survive. That's explicitly the thing that like.
No, okay.
Like distinguishes them, other than the fact that they all have unique powers.
No, you know, okay.
Like,
no, what I
demons
meant,
cannot survive in sunlight.
No, what I meant by that, like, you know how there's certain people that will make it's like vampires. How everyone has their own rules, and I'm saying in this rule, yes, in this world, demons cannot survive in sunlight.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that explains why they would make sun breathing the origin form for demon slaying breathing forms, right? Yeah. And why it would be particularly powerful against demons. And why Tanjiro would be explicitly more powerful than everyone else in the end because of that. Because he uses the sun breathing form. That's now my guess.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember.
I feel like that's something you should remember if that's what happened. I feel like that's a pretty big. I mean, right? Like that would, demons weak to sun. Sun breathing is explicitly what it's called. Like
I'm not gonna lie. If that is the reason, that does make sense, and it makes sense to base all breathing.
No, that's my new headcanon. That's my new headcanon. Is that the reason they said sun breathing is the origin of all of this shit? Is make sure two things. One, the meme that we're all stardust. So, planet shit comes from stars. So, sure, let's call it star breathing. And then, like,
oh my,
that's just particularly.
Oh, wait, hold on. I need to confirm something. I need to confirm.
What?
I need to confirm.
What? Need to confirm what?
I can't tell you.
Wait. What the fuck? Wait, what triggered you to just do that?
Hold on.
Anyway, so all the other elements and shit come from the fact that, we're made of stardust, right? Whatever. That's what they're going to say is or why sun breathing is the origin of everything, right? Because otherwise sun breathing would be like big ball of fire would be like related to fire or flame breathing, whatever the fuck. But it's like crucible creation shit, stardust shit.
God damn it, big ass fucking fingers. Can we not do this?
So that is explicitly why the other breathing forms come from sun breathing, because everything comes from the sun, right?
Hold on.
I'm very concerned about what the fuck triggered you to whatever you're doing.
Hold on. I might need to read some shit, so keep talking while I read.
I mean, I don't know what to talk about. It's like just a connection I made between sun and sun, and apparently it doesn't have much to do with the actual narrative because you can't even remember if that's what does anything.
Well, no, there is a scene where they do break down the power system, and I do remember sitting there being like, "What the fuck to the power system?" But I don't completely remember. Hold on.
Well, what should I talk about? Okay, so I'll try and make a couple more. I'll throw a couple more predictions. Let's see. I think that I'm gonna be slightly disappointed, but not entirely disappointed with the power system in the end. I think they'll pull a little bit of power creep bullshit with the whole sun breathing is the most powerful breathing. Apparently they don't explain it's because it's sun breathing, which is weird because I feel like that was a very intentional use of the term sun, but I guess it's not actually important. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know, man. Fuck. Do I think he'll develop any more powers? Maybe. The sun breathing form seems to have
that
more
was okay.
uses than we've
That
seen
was
so far. He seems to have made a couple more.
Okay,
Sorry,
that
what?
was okay. That was something I actually liked. That was actually something I liked about the power system. Okay, I remember that now. Okay. Huh.
What's up, my dude?
I can't tell you.
God damn, all that. What? Okay. What was it about? What was your sudden realization about?
Okay, I can tell you. I can tell you because it's. I will say I thought it was, but it was not true. I thought, from what I remembered, that there was another original breathing technique other than sun.
Which wouldn't make sense given they explicitly said that the origin of all the breathing forms was sun breathing.
It plays into a different thing, but it's not the case, and I remember how it went now. It is not the case, and I remember how it goes now.
I'm very confused.
I know this is all confusing for you. In due
how
time.
this? What do you personally think as a consistent power system? Hello?
I'm trying to think because there is an aspect that hasn't been revealed that I can't tell you
about. There's an aspect that hasn't been revealed at all.
It hasn't been properly delved in, and if I delve into it, then it'll spoil stuff.
Okay, what hasn't been fully delved into?
Do you want me? I don't
know the details, but what is it like? What part of the power system is it? Is it a new breathing style? Is it an extension to breathing style? Is it have to do with total concentration? Is it an evolution of something we've seen? Is it a brand new thing? Does it involve a breathing form at all in the first place?
You've technically seen it. It just hasn't been confirmed yet.
What do you mean?
I'm not gonna lie. You said it here. You did bring it up. I don't know if you want that confirmed because you did technically bring it up
earlier.
Yes.
Was it the subtype thing?
No.
Okay, if I brought it up earlier, what was it?
Markings.
Was I wrong about them being iterative in nature and they really are predictive in nature? Is it like prophecy fulfillment shit? Because if it is, I'm gonna think that's boring. But you can just tell me that.
When you mean like, is it one of those things where it's like, oh, you were destined to have this mark, like type stuff, like only like one person is chosen to have the mark type thing is what you're talking about?
No, I was talking about chosen one shit. So someone has vision that only this person can do this thing. Or this person or a person with this is designated to do this thing.
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it is not that.
Cool. Then I don't really know what to expect then. Cool. What's up?
Oh, that is weirdly fucking specific, but I'm actually okay with that. Oh, I don't. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
You okay with what?
With the marking. Because I had to get a refresher on how that worked, but okay, all right. I don't think you'll be too bothered. At least from like going around circles, I think you potentially won't be too bothered. No, I take that back. You will.
Okay, what's gonna bother me?
I can't tell you.
The fuck do you mean you can't tell me?
You talked about it. You talked about it earlier. About it's what are your predictions?
The one of the predictions that you said was wrong.
No, I didn't confirm whether it was wrong or right. I didn't say anything.
Oh, shit. Fuck! I kind of thought you rejected all of them.
No, you just seem. I'm not gonna lie. You seem really confident, and I was just like, okay, I'll let you go about the emotions.
Well,
yeah,
I see.
But the original thing, narrative wise, which is a whole different aspect. Yes, I think you'll be upset at that.
Why?
Because there is an aspect that should have been brought up earlier that got brought up at the end of the arc that for some reason is just a thing and it bothers the fuck out of me.
Was it the fucking past iteration thing?
No. Not past generation thing. That's at the end of the arc, not end of the story.
Was that not the end of the arc?
No.
Wait, when was that scene?
Dude, it's like when the whole series ends.
Oh, you're talking about the end of the last arc. Oh, I thought you meant the end of this arc, the one that we were talking about.
Oh, no, dude. I'm talking way into the future.
Oh, I have no clue what the fuck happens at the end of
the
arc. Have I made any predictions about what happens at the end of that arc?
No, you have not. Or just like how the story will end in general.
Shit, should I make a prediction for how the story ends in general?
You know what? Fuck it, why not? We're here.
Shit. Okay, wait. What prediction do you want? Do you want like I don't know, end confrontation or like like post confrontation?
Post confrontation. Because I feel like you already know. I feel like you already
where the confrontation's going. Probably. Yeah.
Anybody with a brain can understand where that confrontation is going.
Post confrontation. Post confrontation. The demons are slain because of their connection to the blood of main guy demon. The demons all die out except for the ones that have somehow severed their tie of control from him. So Nezuko and Dr. Girl get to live. They necessarily probably are cured by this.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie by that answer. There's another aspect I realize you're not gonna like.
Wait, why not? Wait, what would I like? Does it have to do with the cure thing?
I'm not gonna tell you. Because you said a lot, I'm not gonna tell you.
Wait, what the fuck? Okay, wait, hold on. Now I think it has more to do with this. Okay, hold on. Okay, what have I done so far? So we've let's see. So we've got all I've said is that Doctor and Nezuko get cured and that the demons die out. So it has to do with those things. Shit. What has to do with them? Demon Lady has them collecting blood right now. They just collected more blood finally.
Like you really.
Oh shit! They get cured first. They make the cure, and that's what wins them the fight. Oh no, that's going back to fight predictions. No, okay, no fight predictions.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm changing my
prediction. They use the cure
to
end everything.
I'm changing my prediction now. You're gonna despise the end. How you know what? You're gonna despise.
What the fuck is happening? Wait, what? Why are you making predictions? I'm gonna hate it more based off of these predictions. Holy shit! What the fuck is happening?
No, not that. I'm realizing there's something that I blocked because I completely fucking hated it. You're gonna despise it. You're gonna find it as unnecessary. You're gonna find it as extra. You're gonna find it as adding nothing to the plot. Like,
okay. Based off of your extreme reaction, you think I'm gonna dislike it.
It's not even post.
They
make the
cure.
No. It's not even post. It's during confrontation.
They make the cure. Actually, no, I would really like that. Hold on. If they like the cure, if they make the cure, but then refuse to take it, I actually think I'd really like that. So I'm not going to predict that because I think I'd like that.
Wait, what? Wait, predict what?
If they made the cure for Nezuko and then Nezuko refused to take it so she'd have more power in the fight, that would be cool. So now because of you, I think they're not going to do that, which I thought they were going to do. So Nezuko takes the cure and isn't able to fight because she's not a demon slayer. And also, they don't use the cure in any way that would make sense, so they don't use it against the villain. And also, they defeat the villain by power jumping Tanjiro into the stratosphere, and then just like they did at the end of this season. Oh yeah, I forgot to say another thing I hated about the narrative this season. They Deus Ex Machina everything with the fucking blood flame that cures poison. So they're gonna do that again.
Okay.
They're gonna wave away any consequences of anything that does happen.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That was
weak.
I found that cute. That was the wrong time to introduce that. I don't mind that being a.
No. It's not that it was the wrong time to introduce that. It's that should never have been introduced because that's bullshit. It's weak. Or if that had been introduced, it should have just been that she could cure herself, and maybe I'd allow for like the extension of her kin. So like it would work on Tanjiro, but maybe no one else.
Oh, like it has to be like blood relatives.
Because it's blood related. It's a blood power.
Oh, you know what? That would it's a blood art, so it would make sense.
Exactly. So, but the way they treat it was completely bullshit. And it was somewhat similar, but way more problematic than how they treated it in Mugen Train, where she used her flame to peacefully sever the dream connections. That was okay though because she wasn't touching anyone. That she was explicitly only burning away the ropes, the bindings, so that Tanjiro wouldn't cut them. And her blood demon art may have actually been interacting with a magical power that way. So that's fine. That's acceptable. It's not acceptable that how it happened in this, where it's explained as a poison-coated weapons. That poison is a real thing. It's not a magic thing because it's a poison that this guy had a resistance to. So, and he doesn't have blanket poison. He only has resistance to poisons he's ingested as a shonen before. So it's explicitly poison-coated weapons. It's a real poison, not a fake magic poison. So it doesn't make sense that this was able to cure real poison.
I think the idea. Okay, I'm not saying this is the case, but I think the idea about it was that it used his own blood since it was his blood attack, and since her fire can burn all demon related things, I think it's the idea of the blood poison burned away the demon poison because it was blood infused and got rid of the poison that was in the blood.
That shouldn't be how this works. So like. For example,
I don't disagree. I'm just saying that was probably the in-world logic behind it. Because there is evidence of Nezuko fire being very effective against demons.
That's still bullshit, though.
I mean, it's still bullshit, but at least it at least has some.
Also, why would her fire magic be able to burn away poison without, say, burning away the same elements in someone's body?
Wasn't there evidence that her fire didn't hurt people or hurt humans, but it hurt demons?
Yeah. So how? Also, as far as we can tell, I don't think that's necessarily accurate. I think it's that she can. It's implied, I think, that she chooses who her flame hurts, not that it cannot hurt humans. I think it's
like she has two different types of fire, like healing fire and hurting fire.
Exactly. She essentially gets to choose whether or not her flame is hurting something.
But I swear to God, there was a scene where like someone like either some demon expressed the fact that her fire is exceptionally strong against demons. Like it is built against like the like attack of demons.
But how would they know that? How would that? I mean, they've only had one case in which it was ever used against a demon before this point, and no one from the demon corps was around to test that. So how the fuck would they know that?
I might be thinking too ahead. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
You know what? Thanks to you, the cure now has to do with her for some reason. You know what? Fuck you. The cure has to do. She's going to Deus Ex Machina in the end, and she's going to cure everything. It's not even that they develop a cure like they were planning on. No.
Her body just cures herself and every other demon.
Yeah, it just no. It just ones that she likes. It just turns demons that she likes into humans. That's it. It's just, oh yeah, I'm gonna burn away the demon. Now you're human. That's the cure. Now we're just gonna burn away demonhood. Yep. Power, magic, and friendship.
I'm not gonna lie, this one's terrible. No, I'm not gonna lie, that's completely terrible.
Oh, what the fuck was the post world? Tanjiro and other girl who happens to also be basically mute and without any agency on herself that Tanjiro is in love with, go off and have babies. There we go. Tanjiro cannot separate his feelings for his sister from this other girl because they're so similar, and so they end up making babies, so that's more acceptable, so that he and his sister don't end up having babies.
Now you're just trolling at this point.
You know what? Not only that, but they're going to do the worst thing possible, and because they seem to have set up hardcore now, Perv-chan is going to have babies with Nezuko. They're going to be creepy, little fucked up, should have been aborted babies. And they're going to do that because why would they give a girl with no agency to anyone other than the extreme pervert who doesn't care about women's agency? And poor boy is going to go back to living in the wild, and he's going to be happy fucking pigs. There you go.
That's interesting. I don't know how you're going to react to that aspect. Huh.
To what aspect? The fact that they have
I can't wait till you watch the ending. That ending scene. I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna be like, we're gonna have to break this down, and I'm gonna want your feelings on this.
They make a new Demon Slayer corpse, but they're not the Demon Slayer corpse. The God, this is the Warring States period, right? Or is this no? This has to be post-war. This is like introduction of,
I don't know. They got trains and lights, but like a lot of the land is still rural. I have honestly no.
So hold on. My bet is actually this is post. Is this post World War II? When did they get rid of? It's like during World War II, right? They made swords.
Oh my god!
So we know swords are illegal in this world, and there's electricity. I think this may be like immediately preceding World War II.
You know what? I'll say
it wouldn't be after World War II.
You know what? I'll say this, and hopefully 2-3 years down the line, we'll probably still be doing. Hopefully, still be doing this podcast. You remember this. You remember this line. With the way they leave the story, you can make, I think, a pretty semi-decent slice of life special. Like series.
That's scary, given that they live in a world that's about to be nuked. That's a shame. Yeah, whoever's at the end of this, I am now headcanoning. Whoever ends up alive at the end of all this.
Wow, I
whatever happy
just
ending
realized what you
gets
meant.
ruined by the
You're
nukes.
so yo. You didn't need to go that far.
I mean, that's what's gonna happen. Whatever happy ending there is in this is just gonna get ruined by the nukes.
You're trash. How do you know this? How do you know this world's gonna have like the nukes?
Because this world is our world. It's pretty explicitly set up as our world and our timeline. In Japan's past, this is a secret agency that the government isn't even aware of. That gets clandestine support, and it fits with a lot of traditional Japanese mythology. It's essentially male shrine maidens fighting against Oni in the background of industrial Japan. The timeline is pretty solidly set. Yeah, I am 99.9% absolutely certain this is in our world, or that canonically it exists in a world identical to our own in the past that happens to have the last vestiges of magic lying about.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie.
Which also means nuclear science is probably somehow related to magic.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. No, I can't wait to see. Right.
The ultimate sun breather is the hydrogen bomb.
You're a bitch.
The oxygen bomb.
Bitch. No, I can't.
Nagasaki's gonna get sun breathed real good.
Wow, you're trash. No, I can't wait to see. Right, like what was it? 2 years ago? Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? We were at like. You were at the peak. Loving this show. Oh, you're all right. It's great. Saw Mugen Train. Thought that shit was amazing. It kept going. Saw the Entertainment District. It had an issue. You got a lot of problems with it, but overall, you still enjoyed it. I am not gonna lie. I am putting a trajectory of you just gradually having problems, more and more problems with the next 2 seasons until we get to that final scene, and I feel like the final scene is either gonna just make you feel numb, or it's just gonna break you.
Interesting. I really don't know. So I'm like 99% certain all of my predictions were wrong then, because I don't get how any of my predictions would make me numb. Do you want to talk about some of the other stuff I had problems with in this season? So character design, huh? Used to be an important thing, huh? I kind of like how in season 1, let's say,
I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to, but I have other things to do. To be fair, we have talked quite a lot. All right, I thought this was gonna be small, but we're at 3 hours now.
I mean, I warned you that I was gonna have words about Demon Slayer with you.
Yeah, and I'm assuming everything else from here on out is particularly small stuff.
I mean, it's more Demon Slayer stuff. I mean, yeah, I could continuously pick apart. Like we've basically only touched on the surface of season 3 as far as I'm concerned. So we have not touched on any of the actual material that I think is important to discussing season 3.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, we've touched on 1 or 2 bits of it, like the fact that it's in the red light district. I don't know why they didn't call it the red light district. They called it the entertainment district, which is clearly a PG red district term, but red light district is already the PG term for the sex district. So it's
okay. All right. The reason why I said this was because I have to go to work in about 45 minutes.
Fine.
So we could either end it here, or we could. If we really wanted to, we could start a new, not start a new episode, but like pause it here and then rejoin sometime tomorrow.
Well, why don't we stop this? We can stop this. This can be the end of today, which was just the extreme stuff. And then maybe the next episode. Oh, fuck! There's one more thing I watched before we leave. I watched the finale of my favorite anime ever. Knights of Sidonia.
Okay, I was thinking like, wait, Knights of Sidonia?
Knights of Sidonia, Love Woven in the Stars. The movie finally came out, and it was the completion of the entire show.
Oh, really?
Yes, and you need to watch that before our next one because I'd actually really like to talk about that one. Okay, maybe not before the next one. We can make that its own because I need you to read it. It's a quick read. It's only 7 volumes long.
Only 7 volumes long.
7 volumes is not much. It's like 1/18 the length of Demon Slayer. For fuck's sake, you can read it.
I know. It's just don't call that a short read. It's not a short read. 7 volumes is not a short read.
7 volumes is a pretty short read. Let's assume that you read what, a page a minute. I mean, it's not that big, dude.
I know it's not that big, but like that's.
I mean, the ones I have are big because of the master.
I'm not saying it's not.
Literally,
I'm not saying it's not that big. It's just not that. I wouldn't call it short. I wouldn't call 7 volumes with something short.
I would when the average length of a shonen is like 40 plus volumes. Yeah, 7 is short. Dude, I'm looking at Berserk Deluxe Edition, and just 3 volumes of Berserk Deluxe Edition equals the entirety of Knights of Sidonia.
Yeah, but the entirety of Knights of Sidonia is probably broken up into multiple volumes, though.
Knights of Sidonia. I'm talking about my Master Edition, so like the extra big-sized ones, so the art is way bigger. 3 of the Berserk Deluxe Editions equal all 7 of my Knights of Sidonia's Master Editions.
Okay.
Comparing big to big. And Berserk is like 20 of that long.
I still don't know. Okay, either way, I mean, regardless or not, this is probably gonna... Okay, if we stop here and we continue the conversation, this will be 1 episode. I'm not making this 2 episodes.
Let's make it 2 because we've had a severe lack of uploads. But the second one will be kind of like a sequel to this, where we talk about some of those shows we both watched a little bit more in depth. It won't be nearly as long per episode as our Demon Slayer argument was. It won't be.
Wait, you want to do a second episode where we just talk about what we've watched in depth?
Yeah, a bit more in depth. Like, I think we both probably have more to say about Dress Up Darling. More to say about.
I gotta finish some of those first. You know that, right?
Okay, that's fair. I certainly have a lot of things to say. Well, not a lot of things, but a very specific and controversial thing to say about Ranking of Kings. I want to end this one on the little spoiler opinion of that.
Alex, I have to get. I'm not even ready for work.
I think it's as much an anime as Adventure
Alex,
Time.
I'm not even ready for... Wait, what'd you say?
I said it's exactly as much of an anime as Adventure Time. I'm okay with leaving things there.
What the fuck does that mean?
It means a couple things, and we'll discuss those next time on Dweebs and Weebs.
Okay, we're not talking about we've talked to Demon Slayer on death. We have a 2-hour fucking pod. Ranking of Kings is going to be our next. I am going to finish it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I'm going to understand what the fuck you meant by that.
No, you should already know what I mean by that. Actually,
I don't. I actually don't.
I had this opinion 1 episode in, and it has not changed. In fact, it only grew stronger the more it went.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I can't tell.
I think it's a wonderful thing, but it's a wonderful thing that's going to piss a lot of the anime community off. The same people that saying Avatar is an anime would piss off, I'm going to piss off by saying this is bordering on not being an anime. This is much more heavily influenced by Western cartooning. and Western storytelling and Western traditional fantasy epic than it is at all influenced by anime, even not just as an art form, but even as a movement. I borderline think that it's straight up a cartoon that just got funded within an anime production company.
Okay, I'm not mad. I'm intrigued. I'm not mad. I am not mad, but I am intrigued.
I wouldn't expect you to be mad because you don't get pissed off when people say Avatar is an anime.
I'm not even then, anime or not. I was more just like, don't shit on the show, you ass. But
I'm not. I told you. I gave it a 10. I gave it a 10. It's a masterpiece.
That's where I thought this was going. Okay.
No. It's a masterpiece. I'm not going to shit on it like I would shit on something I didn't like. I'm going to, in some people's opinion, shit on the fact that I think if you label it as an anime, such as for the Anime Awards, I think you're more wrong for doing that than you would be for including other things that should be in but are left out of things like the Anime Awards every year.
Interesting. I'm willing to make that the next.
I think it's ridiculous that Castlevania is not considered an anime by part of the anime community and
a lot of people talk
Anime Awards.
No. A lot of people talk about it like
and by the Anime Awards specifically, that the official Anime Awards do not recognize Castlevania is ridiculous in a world where they clearly recognized this.
No. They do.
No, they don't. Castlevania was not nominated.
It wasn't nominated, but there was a few people that brought it up. But it's just that
and turned its nomination down.
Huh?
Yeah, there were a few people that tried to nominate it, and its nominations were turned down because it didn't fit.
No, what I heard was that just like people didn't vote for it. Like the way that the voting process happens before the things are nominated. Just
I don't for a second believe that.
That's what I remember. That's what I remember seeing from a few people who talked about their own voting thing.
Who wouldn't have voted on it because it was never nominated? Part of a public vote. Huh? The only people that could have voted out of being nominated, given that it was nominated by some people, would have been the specific people that choose whether or not something can be nominated and put on the nomination board. Well, so clearly they voted that it was not eligible for nomination.
Okay, wait.
Otherwise, you don't need votes to get nominated. You need votes to pass through nomination into public voting.
Okay, hold on a minute. I don't think this is an issue of people think it's an anime or not. I think this is the issue of people not giving Castlevania the quality.
No, it is. It was turned down because the studio that made it is no,
American. Because from what I remember seeing, the breakdown of process is that the committee gives the people that they select to be judges a list of animes that that they consider to be eligible, right? Those judges vote on what should be like the nominees given out to the people, and then those people, and then we get like the proper nominations, and then there's the 7:30 split of fan voting, and then those judges voting on what is the public nominations, and then it comes from there. And from what I remember hearing, Castlevania was on that first spot, but people didn't vote for it.
The actual quote I'm looking at here for Castlevania is not considered anime, as it's produced by an American animation studio.
Was that from the actual Anime Awards, or are you?
No, this is on a Reddit Q&A. I'm looking for any quote from the actual Anime Awards.
Okay, I'm about to say I didn't see quotes. I just remember seeing videos, but again, that was a while ago. Either way, fuck, we gotta end this podcast.
It was nominated for an Emmy.
I don't know what to think about that. Okay, either way, we're almost hit 3.5 hours. I gotta go to work. So what? Next podcast, ranking of kings. That's going to be the conversation.
Ideally, anime of kings, and if we can parse out the conversation ahead of time, dress up, darling.
Sure.
Cool.
And I'm not gonna lie, I really do want to get to that Sunny board conversation. I know you do too.
That's true. I do need to finish that.
We are not doing that next episode though.
No.
That was like it's like we already got too much, and given how fucking much we talked about one anime, I doubt we'll fucking have time for 3.
Also, I love this. Just to as a little last note, because the last one of these we did discuss this. The Smash Netflix original smashes, sweeps the Annie Awards with 9 wins. Do you know what anime I'm talking about? It's Netflix's Arcane sweeps the Annie Awards with 9 wins.
Oh,
it won 9 Best Anime Awards. So fuck you and your fucking garbage.
Watching the Dweebs And Weebs episode. I was never against it.
And yet you argued against it.
No, I was arguing on people. If people would actually like, okay, whatever, I don't care. Thank you for listening to the Dweebs And Weebs podcast. We'll come back. We'll be back next week. Next week we'll have an episode for you. People.
And if you guys want to donate to charity, there are 2 anime relevant Humble Bundle collections right now. One is the Cosplayer's Bookshelf, selling like sewing for beginners and footwear and cosplay makeup tips and tricks tutorials and stuff. And the other one is the Return of the Yaoi event for Media Dough, where they're selling a bunch of yaoi manga for the next 20 days.
Fuck them, they're not sponsoring us. Give us money instead.
It's donation. It's charity shit. Of course, I'm not sponsoring us.
I'm joking. It sounds like a good cause. Go donate to them, please.
Well, it can be whatever cause you want, really, from Humble Bundle.
Oh, okay, you know what? Just do what.
The one in particular that's sponsoring this event is the World Central Kitchen.
Look, donations are good. Just give donations. Donations are good. Just give donations. Donations are good. Just give donations. There. Okay, that's the end of the podcast. We're gonna see you guys later. Bye.
All right, have fun with your cosplaying gay anime.